Formula One heads away from the British Grand Prix and goes to the Hungaroring in Budapest. Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're at the halfway stage of the season here in Hungary before in a week's time we head over to Belgium before the summer break. Then we go over to the Netherlands and Italy, followed then by our Asia tour in Singapore and Japan, back to the Middle East for Qatar before flying over stateside. We go then to Kota, then we go over to Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, and the season rounds out back in the Middle East in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen leads the championship on 255 points. Sergio Perez is on 156. He has a 99-point lead in the standings after the opening 10 races. Fernando Alonso in third on 137, then Lewis Hamilton in fourth on 121, Carlos Sainz on 83, Russell 82, Leclerc 74, Stroll 44, Norris 42, Esteban Ocon rounding out the top 10 on 31. Oscar Piastri has 17, ahead of Pierre Gasly on 16. Alexander Albon has 11, Nico Hülkenberg on 6, Valtteri Bottas on 5, Zhou Guanyu has just 4, Yuki Tsunoda on 17, only on 2 points. Then Kevin Magnussen, Logan Sargent, out of the session goes Nick de Vries. He's been replaced by Daniel Ricciardo. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull leading that one, 411 points to Mercedes on 203. Aston Martin on 181, Ferrari 157, McLaren on 59, then Alpine on 47. Williams have 11, the same as Haas, Alfa Romeo on 9, AlphaTauri only on 2. Let's take a look at the Hungaroring in Budapest. 2.738 miles, 14 turns in total. They describe this place as Monaco without the barriers. Just the one DRS zone and 14 corners, but it's a fan favourite. Good exit on the last corner and then booted hard on the run down towards turn number 1. Now, it's a downhill braking zone as well and it's quite treacherous in the wet. So take a long sweep in, third gear, inside line. You're already on the power at the exit with the DRS open as you run down towards the kink at turn 2. It's sort of a double apex hairpin. You sort of throw the car in and hope it sticks to the centre of the track. Kink of 3 rises you up the hill towards turn number 4. Right at the top of the hill, fast speed, down 2 gears, flick the car in, don't go all 4 wheels off the track. Now it narrows up as well. Up through 6, 7 and 8 chicane is really tricky. Single file, nasty bumps either side. It really unsettles the car. Now this is the most feared part of the track. Single file, quite quick, sort of Mickey Mouse, backwards and forwards. Think Maggotts and Beckett's, but a lot tighter. Out of turn 11 and 12, the car wants to open up and sing, but it's sort of held back. It's like you've got a dog on a lead. Down now in towards turn 12, flick the car in, back on the accelerator. Turn 13, lovely. Concrete inside, nice and slippery in the wet, but nice and dry and grippy coming in the race. Last corner, turn 14, similar to what we have at the Nürburgring. Flick the car in, take a nice tight line, a lot of power at the exit. You can keep up across the line, and that is a lap of the Hungaroring. Hello everybody and welcome to coverage of the 2023 Hungarian Grand Prix. We're coming to you live here across our worldwide studio, it seems now as well. Alongside me in the commentary box is Adam in the United States. Here in the UK we've got Josh and Omi. Megan's going to be joining us for the race as well. But boys, we've come here today and my goodness me, are we all just as excited excited. Yesterday, for the first time since Saudi Arabia in 2021, Lewis Hamilton has taken pole position number 104 of his career. And Adam, we really are looking forward to what we hope is a great, great race.
That's right, Josh. And hello, everybody. One streak was stopped yesterday by Lewis Hamilton. Then he stopped another streak that by Max Verstappen. He and Max were starting in the front row, and you know those two have a history. So will we make it into turn one, out of turn one clean? Well, in a little while, we will soon find out. And can Lando Norris score his maiden victory here? What about his teammate Oscar Piastri? He has been looking strong last couple outings. So can he turn that momentum around and get on the podium? Well, I think today that rookie driver from McLaren will get on the podium for the first time and many more times to come after that.
Starts fourth on the grid, as you say, here in his first race. He's had experience here previously in junior categories, taken a win at the track in the Renault Euro Cup Series back in 2019 as well. Last raced here in Formula 3 in 2020. He finished second in both the feature and sprint races. Omi, we were in the commentary box yesterday, jumping for joy. Adam got it right. It wasn't going to be a Max Verstappen pole position, but I think it's slightly more worrying, isn't it, that it's not a Verstappen pole position, because literally everywhere we've gone, the Red Bull has always been fastest. Come here today and they are really struggling. They can't keep the tyres in cool down temperatures. They're overheating. The rear of the car stepping out. They've brought an upgrade that was supposed to be 2 tenths ahead, and yet all we're seeing is that they're failing on times. I mean, it's just an absolute nightmare for them here this weekend.
Yeah, we were absolutely jumping and going absolutely crazy yesterday when we saw Hamilton come across the line. That was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully a great race. Red Bull, they do seem like they have some good race pace, but they do have some issues alongside that as well. So it could be, I'm hoping it's an interesting race. I'm hoping that Verstappen does not take the lead and he stays behind Hamilton, and we maybe get Norris versus Hamilton. That'd be fun, because I do want to battle for the lead at the same time.
Well, Lewis Hamilton's won here 07, 9, 12, 13, 12 to 13, 16, 18 to 20 as well. He's had pole position here 9 times. He breaks the record that he shared with Ayrton Senna with 8 poles at the San Marino Grand Prix and Michael Schumacher of 8 poles at the Canadian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton now has 9 pole positions here at the Hungaroring. And it's last but certainly not least as well, we must point out, because it's a very, very happy birthday to Josh T, our own up here in the commentary box, who is celebrating his birthday. And Josh, happy birthday from us all here on the team. Very lucky to have a Grand Prix on your birthday as well. You've been busy already this morning with all your presents. You've been out for dinner and everything as well. So happy birthday. Are you looking forward to today's race?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible race.
There you go. I was just going to say, it's not for me to say.
It might be a good idea if I talk in side of the microphone, but yeah, it's a little bit of a different angle for the pre-show today, but I'll be back in my normal. It's going to be a good one. Do I think Lewis Hamilton can do it? Yes.
Well, we've heard from the team as well. Let's take a quick look at the starting grid, because the pit lane's actually about to come open. So we've run out of time with all the extra punditry team we've got on today. The green light is about to go on. We'll take a quick look as well of how they line up with Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Zhou, Leclerc, Bottas alongside Alonso, Perez and Hülkenberg the top 10. But it's down to Ted Kravitz for all the action as we go green.
Verstappen lined up at the end of the pit lane. They were just lined up. They were scoping each other out. It was absolutely beautiful. They didn't look at each other, but they both got away perfectly. So we can have a look at it now. I tell you, it was just a little perfect moment of what we're about to see later on. I'm so excited about to see how this is going to go. You know what Max Verstappen is like. You know what Lewis Hamilton is like. Lewis, perhaps the greatest of all time. Max Verstappen heading towards being a 3-time world champion. And this is a little microcosm of their battle today. As for the strategy, you can tell I'm getting excited about it. You can see these other guys. These other guys are also in the race. Oscar Piastri can come down to us live now at the end of the pit lane. Oscar Piastri, let's have a look at his practice start. He's got the Alpine in front of him. Just have a look at his fingers. He's going to light the rear wheels just to get some heat into them. And then he's going to do a practice start the next time round. Very nice. Yeah, plenty of wheel spin there just to get the tyres nice and hot. But as for the strategy, it takes 21 seconds to do a pit stop, but only 11 seconds you lose in your race time if you manage to do that pit stop under a virtual safety car or a safety car. They happen quite a lot round here, so if you're a strategist, you want to take advantage of that. But watch out if it's a two-stop. If you're playing safe, you're going for a two-stop. Watch out for between laps 17 to 24. Then you can go from the medium tyre to the hard. Go for another 20 or so laps until lap 42 to 48. Put a hard tyre on and go to the end. Or the three stoppers, your target lap times are lap 13, lap 32, and lap 52. So, David Croft in the commentary box. Here we go. Let's have a look at Lewis Hamilton's practice start. And you can ruminate on whether today with Hamilton, his teammate George Russell is starting well down the grid. Max Verstappen lined up right behind him. He's at least got Sergio Perez to do him a bit of a favour from just inside the top 10. If you're Hamilton, you've got to go out and do it alone, haven't you?
I think you have. 18th on the grid for George Russell. He's got loads of new tyres. I'm expecting an aggressive three-stopper from him, but Hamilton out in front then in pole position. Now it is 16 years and 43 days since Lewis Hamilton first lined up on pole in Formula One. It is the longest interval between first and most recent career poles. And Lewis Hamilton took his 104th pole yesterday by 0.03 of a second, which is the closest margin he's ever had in his career when he's taken pole. He also took the outright record for most poles in a single circuit, and a 9th victory here at the Hungaroring today would be another record for his already rather large record-building collection. Now, that pole margin is the closest since the 2010 German Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso was denied by Sebastian Vettel by 0.02 of a second. Second on the grid here today, Max Verstappen, looking for a 7th consecutive win and a 12th in a record-breaking row for Red Bull. Let's just join the Ted Kravitz excitement here. Max Verstappen going for win number 44 up against car number 44, but trying to stop them, McLaren. Car number 4, Lando Norris, the man on grid spot number 4, Oscar Piastri. It is 11 wins in Budapest for McLaren so far. Last time they won here, Lewis Hamilton from pole in 2012. We're watching Zhou Guanyu out on track. What a fabulous qualifying performance from him and his teammate Valtteri Bottas yesterday. Highest career start for the man from Shanghai. He's 5th on the grid. Valtteri is 7th. Away goes Oscar Piastri once again. What can he do? Looked very calm, very relaxed when I saw him in the paddock just a couple of hours ago. His teammate Lando Norris is the 6th driver this season to have led a lap, and he did that at Silverstone last time out for the first 4 laps when he overtook Max Verstappen at the start. And I tell you what, Simon Lazenby, brand new set of medium compound tyres at the start for Lando Norris. He's the only one of the top guys that's got a new set of tyres. Who'd bet against him getting past Max again?
Yeah, that's important. How big a factor do you think that is?
Yeah, it really is, as the cars start to head out onto the circuit then, as well as we just take another look at the Drivers' Championship, as well as everything as we wait to get our driver tracker available, which is just about coming into this one. And I suppose, Adam, as well, it's got quite a history here already, hasn't it? 44, trying to go for win number 104, whereas Max Verstappen, who's on number 43, is trying to get to 44, and he's being blocked by him. So there's a nice parallel of numbers here coming into today, but there really is an outsource of emotion. Nobody knows what's going to happen as the cars are heading to the grid.
That's right, Josh. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton's starting on the front row. Narrow. It's really narrow going into turn 1 here at the legendary Hungaroring. So did we see those two clash, and one of them, did one of them go out? I mean, you know, All I know is if you haven't got your favorite food and your favorite drinks yet, go and get them
It's going to be a very
because
interesting
this
one.
race is going to be a doozy. So
And
everyone watching and listening, saddle up.
yeah, and,
We're in for another intense F1 race. The legendary Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary.
and Josh
Let's
T.
rock and roll.
Sorry, Josh T. It's coming over to you as well, as we're desperately trying to get access to our driver tracker, but the whole system's just frozen up here in the comms box. We might have to go back to our old system if it doesn't work. But just coming back to you, Josh, as well, there's such a pressure now because we've got Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris looking quite strong on the front row. Oh, look, the driver tracker's popped in. What a surprise. There's such a pressure now because the McLarens did well at Silverstone. They should do well here as well. So we're thinking that we're going to see Lando try and get another podium. But what's to stop, as Omi's predictor said earlier on, you can see that on JB Motorsports too, what's stopping Oscar Piastri getting a demon start, doing the strategy right, and if Hamilton and Verstappen might take each other out, which everybody thinks they might do, what's stopping Piastri from winning the race? Nothing, as far as I can see. Perez isn't going to do it.
Absolutely nothing, I don't think. But I don't know if this was said, and I'm surprised Crofty didn't say this, because I know how much Crofty likes taking stuff from Twitter. 33 races ago was the last time Lewis Hamilton took pole. 33, Max Verstappen.
That's a good point, actually. That's a better stat than the 44-4-4 situation. Omi, Ferrari land at the moment. Let's go to you with this one. Leclerc 6th, but Sainz all the way down 11th. Didn't even get through into qualifying 3. They're in trouble this weekend, and this is a circuit that historically is one of their favourites, but they've just got absolutely zero pace once again, and that's a surprise considering what we saw at Silverstone was a slight improvement.
Yeah, I'm an Alex Cheeks fan now, so I don't really care about what Ferrari are doing and what they aren't doing. But yeah, they need to really turn it around because they have some good races, they have some bad races. So let's see what they can do. I have a feeling with more pit stops and all of that, they're gonna make a mistake with more pit stops, more strategy in this one. And it's gonna be a hard race for them. So I won't be surprised if we see them finishing outside the top 6.
Apparently, you can still hear us, but we're very blurry again. Isn't that always the way when we try and solve things as well? Because F1 TV keeps trying to. It's just a blocker system as well. We're trying to load the driver graphic, which is this weekend doing via browser, and it has been fine every single session this weekend. You did a refresh in practice one, that's because it was new. It's been fine every single weekend. We come to the race when we actually need it to work, and lo and behold, it's going wrong. So I apologise if we're freezing a little bit on Twitch and YouTube on JB Motorsports. If you're listening to us, though, on USRN, good afternoon to you all, or good evening, or good morning, I should say. But we're getting ready for Martin's Grid Walk coming up soon. The cars have made their way, we believe, safely to the grid. There's a few of them still out there in the sectors. Hamilton's still going to go for a couple more rounds. We're nearly there. Nearly all set up, which is the good thing. But this is the problem when we come on air, because the systems don't get launched until we go on air. So for the opening, so it's like, well, it's a give and take 1,000 really, and it's slowing down the computers. But it'll be fine in a second. Have we got cars on the track, guys? Is there anybody currently out there on the circuit, or are they all now? Yes, there we go. We have a driver tracker that is working and working well, I can tell you now. So that's always good news. Adam, coming to you on this one. You got Hamilton right yesterday, but who do you think is going to be of Danny Ricciardo, as Hamilton's gone through again on the track? This was a few moments ago. What do you think of Danny Ricciardo returning to Formula One as well? He's going to have to be out there as well as we get the track numbers back. First race back, he hasn't done a race distance, has he? He's only done the simulator laps a few weeks ago at Silverstone. He's got no reference point as to how much this AlphaTauri car, and certainly the Honda Power, is going to effectively kick him.
Yeah, that is true. It's really good. It's really good to see Danny Ricciardo.
Just for checking the floor.
Sorry about that, Adam. It was radio from Lando. Continue.
Yeah. It's really good to see Danny Ricciardo back on the F1 grid this weekend. And going back to what you said about being in the sim, well, I guess I could reference what Shane Van Gisbergen did in the NASCAR. When he came over here for the first time, he won. So I don't think Daniel Ricciardo's going to win today, but I think being in the sim helps out a lot, a whole lot, and I I can see Daniel Ricciardo getting at least a top 10 finish here in his first race back at the legendary Ring.
We just saw him actually down on the track. It looks positive. Look, all the cars now on the Delta grid, they're all set to go, which is good news. 70 laps ahead of us. The YouTube stopped buffering as well, so hopefully you can still hear us on USON and on Twitch as well, which is great news. As they come in, just ready for the grid procedures and Martin's grid walk. We will also, don't forget, have the now standard practice of hearing the national anthem, and also this is also just a little bit interesting that we heard from Ted Kravitz. This is the first time that this has actually been billed as the Hungarian Grand Prix, because normally it's billed as the Nyam Hungarian Mia Grand Prix, which is the Hungarian Grand Prix in Hungarian. So just a little factor there as well as they come in. There's the F1 kids.
Come over. Ratty, are you managing them well? How are they going? How's the day going for you? On air very soon, aren't you?
We are properly excited about this one. It's the guys are ready, we're ready, we're doing something that's never been done before. It's the first F1 Juniors in collaboration with Formula One, and we're minutes away.
Absolutely. Braden, come on, have a chat here. What are you most excited about today, and how's your weekend been so far?
My weekend has been fantastic, thanks for asking. I'm super excited for the race to start now. See how Lewis defends against Verstappen. It's going to be super exciting.
It really is. Scarlett, what are your predictions for today?
Oh, I've got good predictions. I don't know. I think obviously Verstappen, but you know, with Hamilton yesterday, you never know what can happen. But I still want Leclerc to win. He's my favourite. But I have a feeling Lando might get up there again.
I tell you what, we're all getting worried about our jobs, the jobs that you are doing this weekend. Zach, just seen your piece with Lewis, really good. I mean, obviously you're a big fan of his. Do you think you can do it today?
Well, he always gets a great start, and Max is not always on it on the start, so you never know. But obviously that Red Bull is really quick down the straight, so they have the best chance of winning, but yeah.
Good luck today with the broadcast. Hope it goes well. Been really solid. Enjoying your stuff. Okay, right, let's hear from the man himself. Here is Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, 595 days, 33 races, and now you have the most poles ever at a circuit, 104 for yourself. But how much did this one mean to you?
Well, as I said yesterday, I was a bit lost for words, to be honest. When you have, like, you're working towards something for such a long time, the emotions are running high, your adrenaline is running high. So, but I think at this track where, I had some of my early success when I was younger, it's always been a track that I love racing at. So, and to do it the way it did, it was the last car across the line, nearly lost it in the last corner. Definitely didn't expect it, but it meant the world to me and to the whole team.
Yeah, it was brilliant to see, but look, the job's got to be done for today, hasn't it? Max Verstappen alongside you into turn one. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think what people should expect, honestly, the Red Bull is half a second faster per lap than us on the race pace. So it's very, very likely he's just going to breeze by and disappear like he has in all the races. But if I can magically pull out a rabbit out the hat, I will try to do that and keep him behind, but we'll see. We'll see.
And of course, you know how to win here, and you know what this crowd is like as well, and the reception that you had for that pole, the roar we heard around this circuit was something else, wasn't it? A word for the fans.
Oh, yeah. Just around the world, we're having, like, the greatest energy, the greatest buzz in our sport. So many great fans turning up every single weekend, and this is no different. We've always had an amazing group of fans that come here, so I hope we can put on a great race for them today.
Great stuff, Lewis. Thank you very much. Enjoy it. Good luck.
Lewis Hamilton down there on the grid as well, and I don't know, we're just sort of all buzzing and getting ready as well. That was him earlier on the track parade walk when he came back in as well. And the feeling now, even just standing up here in the commentary box, it's becoming electric, isn't it? As well, we're getting into there. And Adam, I don't know about you, but I'm really the one one thing I am so looking forward to is down to turn one, because I think I looked back last night. The last time these two started on the front row together was Australia on the restarts. Now on restart one, Hamilton got a better getaway on the clean side of the grid. Verstappen didn't, and then because Hamilton was on pole, and then in the second start, Verstappen was on pole and Hamilton was second. Hamilton got the worst start, and it was a good start for Verstappen. Today, Verstappen's on the dirty side, Hamilton's on the clean side. It should be really Hamilton getting the launch down to turn one.
Yeah, I truly think Lewis Hamilton is on the better side of the track, and I think he will get an exceptional launch at the start. And if Lewis Max don't crash, I see Lewis Hamilton getting away, and then hopefully he can hold off the Red Bull Max Verstappen, because you know how bad Lewis Hamilton wants to win. He didn't win last year, so he got the line in him. He wants to win, and this may be his only chance this year. He wants to go out and get the job done for pole position.
Yeah, he's on an absolute.
He wants to get back on the top step of the podium and just be the old Lewis Hamilton that we all know and love. And now we're about to go. Oh, it's called. We're in an ad break, so we'll go around the room. I'll start with you, Josh.
Okay.
Will we see a crash in turn one between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen?
Yes. I'm sorry. I know in the chat people have been saying, I don't want any of that. But I'm sorry. I think we are going to see a crash in the first corner. And I am terribly sorry for saying that. But of course, it's Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Every time these two come together on the track, there's always some form of accident. So unfortunately, I think, yes, we are going to see a crash between the two, and that will put Lando Norris into the lead, and then there'll be a fight throughout the race between him and Oscar Piastri. Perez will probably be in the mix too, and then it'll be Piastri winning or Norris winning or something like that, because Perez will be coming in with like 10 laps to go because he'll be so surprised the car's still working. So I think we're going to be in for a thrilling race. And my heart rate in Silverstone, when we this is the thing, my heart rate at Silverstone, you all saw the Instagram images, it was 160 beats per minute. That's when I started talking at the 5 minute to go signal. That was my heart rate. When we actually went going for the lights out, it was like 117, something like that, but it's still incredibly high to go forward. So I'm buzzing. Right, let's go to Josh T then. And Adam, I want to get your thoughts on that at the end of it, so you'll circle back to your question. Josh T, crash at the start, or will we get through safely?
There will 110% be contact at turn one, but will it be race ending?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. We will just have to wait and find out.
Amy, what about you? What do you think? Crash at the start, or will we get away with it and be good?
I think they'll get close to contact at the start, but they will crash later on in the race.
Later on in the race is a pick there. What do you think, Adam? Go on.
Well, I think we're gonna. I think Lewis and Max clash. Max Verstappen is out, and Lewis Hamilton wins.
Josh, yeah.
Over Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri gets his maiden podium.
That's a good result. I like that result. That's an interesting result as well. And Max, of course, has finished every race this season either first or second. He hasn't been off the podium. He has never had a third place either. So he's always been the top dollar, almost maximum points as well. He leads the title by 99 points to Sergio Perez. And he may have 99 problems this weekend, but Sergio Perez ain't one. Coming into this one, it's so difficult to see what's going to happen. The future can only be written by the drivers out there on the circuit. 70 laps is ahead of us as well. It's going to be green flag in around about half an hour's time. The F1 Juniors, you can watch that on Sky Sports Mix, Sky Sports 1, as well as Sky Showcase, and on the Sky Sports F1 red button. Over in Germany, you can watch it on Sky Sport 1, Sky 1 as well, and the red button service. And I don't know if the service is available in America on Eurosport.
No, unfortunately.
Sorry, on ESPN.
Unfortunately, it's not available. I've looked, so
That's annoying. That is actually really annoying because
know.
when ESPN did the watch along, we got to see it. So we could have been a bit friendly to everyone over there and had that, but okay, never mind. But do please stay with us for the coverage as well.
Yes.
But if you do have any
Yeah,
young
just
kids
stay with us.
around, this is the thing. If you've got any young kids around, the target range is about 5 to 10. If you've got anyone around who doesn't know that much about Formula One, but you want them to get into it, leave us on. We'll be with you for the main commentary and then put that on for the kids and see if they get into Formula One as well. Yeah. But it's an interesting broadcast. It's just started, actually. I'm looking at it now on my iPad and it looks absolutely fantastic coverage. They're on the grid already and we're going to get ready now to head down to the grid. We're all set to go then. We'll hand over to Simon Lazenby for the Hungarian Grand Prix because it is time for that one and only famous man to go walkies on the grid. Simon.
Spa to come as we get to the halfway point of the season. And Terry Crews, the actor, is in today with Red Bull and by the looks of things supporting Max Verstappen. Let's hear from the double world champion. Here he is.
The fact that Lando's got a brand new set of mediums as well to stick on, a concern for you today?
I mean, honestly, I think, yeah, maybe lap 1, peak grip is a bit higher, but over a stint it actually doesn't matter a lot.
And your thoughts on going into turn 1, the first lap?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's a long race. A lot of things can happen. It's not, it's not a one-stop. So even with strategy, a lot of things can play out.
Go well today. Thank you, Max.
You don't care. He's all right. Won from 10th last year, didn't he, round here? So second should be a breeze, should it?
A very confident Max Verstappen there. Definitely the case. And I think it's because he knows he just has such a rapid race car. I mean, the last statistics were 4/10 a lap quicker than Lando and Lewis possibly today in the race. So he thinks he has the best chances even if he doesn't get to win the start.
A horrible weekend for his teammate, Checo Perez, having not got into Q3 for the last 5 Grand Prix. 9th yesterday in the same car.
Man, and even just watching qualifying, he goes out and makes a run before everyone else, and we just saw how much the times came down over the course of each session. And so, I wonder if that hurt him a little bit. Wonder if that hurts him everywhere he goes. Who knows? But obviously, crashing, locking up on the softs, and then P9 in qualifying. These are just, strikes,
Yeah, and mentally, that just puts him in such a difficult spot at the moment because it just keeps on going and just keeps getting worse and worse. He needs to find some way to get out of there now, and again, today is going to be very difficult around here.
Pressure keeps piling on Sergio Perez, but then again, he has been turning around his qualifying results on a Sunday and putting in some decent performances, and he'll be hoping for another one today. Let's head to Anthony at the Skypad. All yours, Anne. What have you got for us?
Yeah, just going to take a look at last year's start here, Simon. So first of all, we're talking about clean side of the grid and the dirty side of the grid. What do we mean by that? This is the racing line. That's what we decide for as the clean side. The dirty side is where the ball bearings of rubber lay, and it often makes it a difficult start for the guy starting on that right-hand side. It was George Russell on pole position last year. A different Mercedes on pole this time around, but watch what happens into turn 1 as he's under attack from Carlos Sainz. Almost gets the job done around the outside. Further back, Lewis Hamilton gets squeezed off the track a little bit by Lando Norris. That's an often case here in the Hungaroring. Things tend to settle down by the time you get around turn 2 and 3, and then on the hill up towards turn 4. We had 56 overtakes here last year. I'm just going to show you a few of them. Early on in the race, Charles Leclerc attacking Russell and gets a brilliant move round the outside thanks to DRS, and also consolidated by the fact he gets another burst. You see there on the rear wing down towards turn 2, a good way to defend your position. But later on in the race, it was Russell back on the attack and overtakes the same driver that overtook him into the same corner. A great move by the Brit there, and he's going to have to be doing a lot of that, don't forget, this time around. And we had Max Verstappen starting from 10th, as you mentioned, Simon. Lewis in front, finally gets past Lando Norris into turn 1. Max gets that burst of DRS on the exit. He's within that 1 second, that vital 1 second that you need in the race to allow you to run DRS down towards turn 2. He outdrags the McLaren, staring at the back of his old foe, Lewis Hamilton, who, the last time when they were together fighting for a position up near the sharp end, that's Russell in front leading the race. This happened at Brazil last year. The two of them colliding in turn 2. And I don't really need to say too much more about that. I just hope they play it a little bit cleaner here today. It's what we've come to see.
Well, the others will be hoping that they don't, will they? The others will be thinking, okay, well, fair enough, you can come together. I just wonder about overtaking opportunities. In the past, Nico, this was one of the places where you didn't expect a lot. But in recent seasons, we do see a lot of battles. Turns 1, 2, 3, that seems to be the main, if not the only, overtaking opportunity. Is that fair?
Yeah, just back to what Anthony says. I mean, I'm not sure I agree with the let's keep it clean today. I want to see some wheel banging there, you know, and more of that stuff. And yeah, overtaking for some reason has actually worked pretty good in the last couple of years here. And especially, I mean, Max, as we know, and as Danica just reminded me, that them on their DRS, they are just so rapid with that Red Bull car. Yeah. So certainly he'll have some kind of a chance at some point to overtake as well.
You've got to position your car well round here, and we've seen people, you know, aggressively defending down there. Yeah, on that subject, do you expect... there's no love lost between the pair. You talked about this at the top of the show. That's going to be reflected today, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, to have a deep-rooted rivalry, as Nico pointed out, I mean, you don't forget about that. And they're both incredible drivers, and they really test each other, you know? It's fun to watch, to be honest. I hope that we see more of it. 2021 was a fun season to watch, all the way to the end.
Absolutely, it was. Box office. Speaking of which, here is Martin Brundle.
Hello, everybody. We're on the grid, of course. We're right in front of Daniel Ricciardo's car, the famous number 3 AlphaTauri there. Let's talk to the team boss. He's heading out at the end of the year. We know, well, I'll give him a quick tap on the shoulder. France, how's Daniel been performing, would you say? Are you pleased with that? P13 on the grid?
No, Daniel is performing very well. I must say he immediately got familiar with the car and with the team. We just have to provide him with a better car, then he will be in front.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I guess that works for everybody. But where do you think, can you get some points today?
I think there's a possibility to score some points. We had some very good long runs with him, and the rest we will see.
All right, we're going to move on. Good luck. So, yeah, the sides of the grid are quite different there in terms of grip. You always see more tyre rubber from the junior racing and other starts on the right-hand side of the grid. They have cleaned it up very well. We just look at the louvers on the side, the cooling on the side of the Alpine here. That's a lot, I must say. And of course, every time you have to do that, you get more cooling means more drag, means a slower car. So it suggests to me that, and it's really hot out here. It's super, super hot on the grid. But what we're going to see as the race unfolds is almost like a goat track, particularly down here, because the marbles, we often talk about this, horrible stuff. It's really gooey, sort of sticky stuff, and it as the tyres wear, it rolls across the surface and ends up alongside the racing line. They have cleaned up the right-hand side of the track from the junior racing. There's some, you can see it on the outside here, and that just collects. And if you run wide or if you have to go offline to overtake, then you're going to start picking that, because the rubber cools down and just sticks to the surface of the racing tyres that are running over 100 degrees C. Look at this little collection down here, just minding its own business. That's Daniel Ricciardo's race helmet, presumably a spare helmet, and bits and pieces. Got its own brolly, and that's been there 15, 20 minutes, literally unattended, but ready to go. Now, the drivers are going to be hot in this race, as are, in fact, the mechanics. I think it's even hard. I was talking to Justin from McLaren, who does a lot of their training and preparation, and the mechanics are out here, good 40 minutes, in overalls, in the sunshine, and they take quite a pounding, and the drivers can leave the grid, luckily for them. We'll head up towards the front, JD. We'll go sort of through the middle here somewhere, unless we can see a driver sitting on the grass somewhere. But I think most of the drivers today will be off the grid. They don't want to be standing here. And Tom, how you doing? How's the Aston looking today?
It's going to be interesting today with these high track temps. Hopefully our race pace can be competitive. It was very close in qualifying, wasn't it? 7 constructors in the top 10, so really hoping for a close and good race.
And what is it, rear tyres that are limited?
I think rear degradation is going to be the biggest worry for most people.
So be gentle on the throttle. All right, good stuff. We'll carry on walking towards the front. So it's an interesting grid. I'm just talking to some FIA people about that new qualifying format and whether it worked or not. And I think it's too early to say, because where you had to run hard Q1, medium Q2 and soft Q3 because it was such an unusual, so close here on the grid in terms of front to back, and the track was ramping up, and we had a wet Friday, so we don't know if we'd lose a lot of the Friday running. So we'll have to try that at another race, no doubt, and compare the Ferrari louvers then with what we saw at the Alpine down there. So the Ferrari looks like it's got its cooling, certainly the upper surfaces, more under control. So we're going to keep wandering down towards where Lewis, it was a bit of Lewis magic yesterday, you know, to get pole position, because he wasn't fastest in any sector, and in one of the sectors he wasn't even in the top 3, but he hooked them all together under pressure and really stole pole position from underneath Red Bull's noses as we're looking here. So Lando's floor was looked at, we heard him on the radio, that'll be this part here, and look how complex that is, look how many pieces are on the side of the floor there, controlling the air and the vortices that go hopefully back underneath or around the Coke bottle at the back there. But apparently that's absolutely fine. Here's Esteban. Let's have a quick chat with Esteban. Esteban, how's the track? A lot of grip out there, or is it too hot?
Yeah, it's actually all right. I mean, better than yesterday it felt on the first couple laps that we did, so yeah, it's good signs. We'll see.
Okay, you're a long way back on the grid, but you think you got better race pace?
We're not that far off the points, only 2 positions, so, you know, we'll go for it, try and get a good start and a good strategy, and hopefully, you know, we finish there.
Have a good one. Right, where are we? We're by pole position. So, yeah, there's a gentleman, a TV star. I think we got a lot of big audience in America now.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Terry Crews, Martin Brando.
Hello, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Good stuff. So they told me I'd recognize you because you're bricked and you're...
It's still working. I'm revving up right now. I'm revving up like this car.
Good stuff. So you're with Red Bull on the grid here, and
Yes.
Is it your first visit to Formula One?
This is my first F1, and Oracle Red Bull Racing has been so amazing to me and taking me around, showing me what it's all about, the science, the technology. It's absolutely incredible. You literally have spaceships here on this track right now. It's just like, oh my God, I'm looking at the future.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're incredible cars, aren't they? But there'll be so much. There'll be over 20,000 horsepower when the lights go out.
Well, you know what I love too? I mean, here we are in Hungary. There's been over 300,000 people. This is just an amazing sport. I can't wait for it to come to Las Vegas. I'm really looking forward to F1 Las Vegas. That's one thing I'm loving.
All right, good stuff. I'm gonna go and have a quick chat, see if I can. I thought I saw Sergio coming past actually. But a quick chat here with Carlito, Carlos. All good?
How did you call me?
Carlito.
All good. You?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, you've got some places to make up, but you must be confident you can do a few of those.
Well, I'm confident that at least we can have a bit of fun today. Looking forward the whole race, trying to get some positions, but at the same time, it's going to be warm. It's going to be hard on tires, and that's where we struggle a bit, no? So we're going to need to be thinking both ways.
They hand the prizes out at the end. Good luck.
Thank you.
Right, where are we? I always lose track of exactly where I am. So let's go over here. We got here's a gentleman I'd like to have a quick chat with. Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer, famous producer. Good to see you. Thanks for dinner last night, Jerry. Really good to see you and chat to you.
Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you, and great stories and following your career and hearing about it. And we're going to steal stuff for Brad, so watch out.
You can have all the stuff you like. So we're so looking forward to this Formula One movie that you're doing, but we've got the strike on at the moment. Is that impacting on it much? Or?
Well, it certainly hurts. You know, unfortunately, we're working without our SAG actors right now. We're getting this race, which is exciting. We wish they all get back and negotiate. We want them back. We love them, but we understand that they have issues, and we support them.
You've done some incredible movies and TV series and shows, and how does Formula One compare? What's your experience so far in the inner sanctum here on this amazing grid?
Sorry.
You've experienced so many things in your life, making incredible movies. What's your feeling here, standing in the inner sanctum of F1 on the grid?
It's like a movie premiere. It really is. It's just like a movie premiere. You have all your stars here, everybody who's involved in the sport, just like a film. You have all the studio executives, all the stars, all the producers are all here. and then you get to watch an exciting experience. The same thing as a movie. You get to see an exciting experience, we hope.
Enjoy the race, Jerry. Lovely.
Good to see you.
Cheers. Right, so there's a gentleman here. Yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can have a... Michael Strahan. Martin Brundle.
Martin, how are you?
Good to see you. So, NFL star, of course, TV man now, Super Bowl, Hall of Fame at the New York Giants. You've done it all.
I've done quite a bit. I've never driven an F1 car, though, so that's why I'm here. I'm scouting.
Yeah, you know what? They're made for really sort of jockeys. That's the problem. I struggle to get in them.
You know, I've noticed that. They're made for guys a little smaller than me. I'm just trying to figure it out. Man, I can stretch the chassis a little bit.
Cool, and you're with McLaren this weekend?
I am with McLaren. I've been a McLaren fan for a long time, been a Zach Brown fan, so I'm here hanging out with these guys and hoping for a win after a good showing yesterday.
All right, good stuff. Lovely to see you on the grid and enjoy our great sport.
Good to see you.
And I think, I don't know how long I've got left.
Not long,
before
Martin.
The anthem. It's the anthem now.
Good stuff. We're going to quickly grab a word with George Russell. George, obviously it didn't work out as well as you would have liked yesterday, but you got to get over that and hopefully make some progress today, can you?
History, got to move forward
History,
now.
okay.
So it's going to be a tough day. I'm not going to, beat around the bush. It's going to be difficult, hard to overtake here. There's some fast cars ahead. We know we've got a pace to fight for some good points, but it's just how we get on in stint one is going to be crucial.
Do you think that you're going to have to make up a lot of places here on the start with the track being clean, or do you think you're going to have a good long run car?
I hope so. I think stint one's going to be the main part. So
did you actually raise your voice a little bit in the engineering meeting there? Like, do you show like your emotion with the engineers?
After yesterday? I mean, they were, yeah. Everybody knew. So you know how good Mercedes are. It's rare that we make these kind of mistakes. As I said, it happens. It's racing. We move on, and we'll be back better next time. I'm going to have to go.
Cheers. Yeah, he's got a fair way to go back. Let's hand that over. Let's build it. Unbelievable. We've got this front row that we've had to wait since Abu Dhabi 2021 for. It is absolutely, as I said, it is box office. It's what a lot of the fans at home will have wanted to see. What are we expecting from the race today? What are we expecting specifically from the start, Nico?
And as we said, both don't have much to lose today because Max has the championship kind of in the bag and Lewis is not fighting for it anyway. So they can both go high risk today and just go for that race win. So it's going to be electric, I'm 100% sure. And then we got Lando, right, Danica? Who's like with the new tires right there.
I mean, he's starting third. He's got the best line for the start. He has a good start. Look how well he held off Lewis last week in Silverstone. I think that could be an incredible few laps to watch. But I think what I'm really looking for is, like, how will these tires fall off? How is traffic going to play into it? And at what point in time are we going to see 2 or 3 stops start to develop into the story?
Look how hot it is with the ice cubes, you know, there. It's like 53 degrees track surface, 10 degrees more than yesterday. They have no idea how the tires are going to go with this, so could well go to 3 stops.
100%. As Nico was saying, there was 43 degrees, the track temperature yesterday. 53 today.
Yeah.
You'd think that is going to chew them up. Wow.
We're in for the atmosphere. We really are here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I said British because I've just seen in the chat as well for SS Racing UK says, is there a competition for the worst national anthem performance? Nothing will top the British Grand Prix. I must admit, that British Grand Prix performance was absolutely shocking. As well, I do not understand what on earth that performance was even about. A jazz band version. It was cool, but we've got His Majesty's Royal Orchestra directly behind you as well. Maybe we can put that right. Adam, just a quick question to you as well as we're gearing up for the start of this Grand Prix. By the way, Megan Birch will be joining us in the box shortly. Ian Birch is going to be dipping in and out of the commentary, of course, with Lewis on pole position. We've got him, his headset synced up, ready to go as well. So it's going to be a very packed broadcast, which I'm looking forward to, because it's always nice to have as many voices on as possible. We'll factor them all in. But Adam, so far today, it's been a everything for the, I've forgotten the name of the place now as well. Commonwealth, that's it. For the Commonwealth, it's been a remarkably good day because we've had 2 British winners and an Aussie winner. And who starts first in the grid? A British driver. And who's fourth in the grid? An Aussie. So this is looking good for Commonwealth.
Yes, it is, Josh. It's the first time that we've had 2 Australians on the grid since I believe it was 2013 in Brazil. So, for the Commonwealth in England right now, you have it's the final round of the legendary Open Championship. It's the last day of the Tour de France. So we've seen Wimbledon already in London. So if you live over there in the UK like Josh and Omi does, right now, it's a sports paradise. So I think we could see the Commonwealth of Britain on the top step of the podium, thanks to one Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, let's get one-word answers then from our...
Play as well.
Say again?
The last day of the World Match Play darts as well today.
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get one word, because we're coming up. We've got about a minute to go. Let's get one word answers then about who is going to be on pole, who's going to take the victory first of all in this Grand Prix. Adam, who's going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix?
Hamilton.
Josh.
Hamilton.
Omi in the pit lane for us here today. Who's going to win this Grand Prix? It might be deafened.
Hamilton.
Okay. I went for Lando Norris. Honest truth. Because he starts third on the grid. That's all I'm saying. It could happen. Anything is possible. Let's go over to Sky F1, the commentary box, though, for F1 Juniors.
Commentary today provided by our F1 Juniors. If you prefer, you can join Zach, Scarlett, Braden, the rest of the gang, Sky Max and Sky Showcase.
I don't think they know they're on. Yeah. Harry didn't know they were on. That was interesting. We saw Harry and Braden up in the commentary box. I believe Scarlett is going to be in the pit lane, and Zach is going to be with Rachel Brooks interviewing some of the drivers as well who retire early on. So then, we are half in Buddha, half in Pest. I can certainly see which one the drivers think each other are. Who's going to be the pest down towards turn number 1? For the first time since Saudi Arabia 2 years ago, Lewis Hamilton has pole position. It's number 104 of his career. But this is a track that gifts itself to first-time winners Damon Hill, Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso, Heikki Kovalainen, Esteban Ocon being the most recent. So is it Norris or Piastri's day? If there's one thing you think you know about the Hungarian Grand Prix, that it's Monaco without the barriers, be prepared to change your mind, because this place is unpredictable. The Hungarian Grand Prix, one of the most classic races on the calendar. We are about to get underway with commentary from myself, Adam, Josh, Megan, Ian Birch and Omi in the pits. Here it comes. The Hungarian Grand Prix. The first race behind the Iron Curtain was here in 1986. Some 30 odd years later, we are still here. The Hungarian Grand Prix is a wonderful mix of the old traditions of Formula One and the new traditions. It's a track that gifts first-time winners and also rues for repeats. Lewis Hamilton has won here 8 times. He's had 9 poles here as well. Can he convert it as well? He likes this track. 4.381 kilometers, 2.722 miles, 70 laps ahead of us. 116.247 is the fastest lap here. 14 turns in total. Just 192.8 miles an hour is your average speed around this lap. Well, last year, Verstappen versus Leclerc was the battle to watch as well. It was a great Grand Prix, and it was halfway through that this sort of half changeover happened. Verstappen taking the lead and going on to win. Mercedes ended up 2-3. 2017, Verstappen versus Ricciardo. He's got form here for opening lap crashes. He forced off his teammate, Danny Ricciardo. Ricciardo makes his return to Formula One here today. And Raikkonen versus Nasser back in 2016, up the inside, lost the rear, and just avoided a huge contact with Felipe Nasser. Looking down, Pirelli have brought their softest tyre compounds. It's the red C5, yellow C4 and white C3. Now normally, that's because this track is quite soft and abrasive, so they go a step harder. This year, a step softer. 2-stop race with a possibility of 3 being predicted. That's what we like to hear. Here's the starting grid then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. From the back to front as well, it's Logan Sargent starting in 20th. Kevin Magnussen is 19th on the grid. 18th for George Russell, a victim of the tyre issues in qualifying. Yuki Tsunoda out-qualified by his teammate Danny Ricciardo, he's 17th. Alexander Albon is 16th with Pierre Gasly in 15th. 14th on the grid though for Lance Stroll. 13th, it's Daniel Ricciardo. The Honey Badger is back in Formula One. 12th for Esteban Ocon, who won this race in 2021. Carlos Sainz starts 11th on the grid. He too not making it to Q3, but guess who did? Sergio Perez, he's 9th alongside Nico Hülkenberg starting 10th. Fernando Alonso 8th on the grid with Valtteri Bottas down in 7th position as well. 6th on the grid though, that's Charles Leclerc alongside Zhou Guanyu. He's best ever starting grid in Formula One. It's an all-papaya second row. Oscar Piastri 4th, his best starting position alongside Lando Norris. The front row though, oh, it's the old rivals. Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton for pole position 104. Alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Birch, Adam Lemridge and Josh T. A very happy birthday to you, Josh, as well, from us all here on the team. And of course, down in the pit lane we have Omi. Ian Birch is around. He will come into the commentary box if needed for any dramatic reasons. We have his headset right here waiting to go. And Megan, you'll be very happy. You can now control your own earphone level, so you're not moaning at me every 5 seconds now.
Yes, I'll be very happy about that.
But welcome to Hungary. Hamilton on pole. You missed the qualifying. You're not missing the race.
I had a very busy day yesterday and I'm still very, very tired.
You are indeed, but let's just get your reaction to it. Hamilton on pole, Verstappen second. What is this world?
Let's hope that means that both of their streaks are ended.
And of course, Josh T wasn't with us either. He's back today for his birthday. Happy birthday to you as well. What are you most looking forward to coming into this one? What was your reaction with Hamilton on pole position when you found out?
Well, it was, I was keeping an eye on qualifying as well, and I actually was able to watch the last 3 minutes of Q3, so I saw the absolute chaos unfold, and it's going to be a good one. The clock strikes 3 PM local.
And
there it is. Red lights turn green, and the formation lap is underway.
We are indeed, Adam, who is, as always, our Danica Patrick up here. I'll get to you in just a moment, Adam, because Megan's about to read us out the tyre predictions. You might be thinking, well, they're not on the screen yet. Oh, don't worry, Megan. I've taken you a photo now, but it's already here for you.
Okay, both of them are 2 stops, starting on mediums for 21 laps and going on to hard for 24 laps and then going on to hard for 25 laps. The second 2 stop is medium for 22 laps, hard for 27 laps, and it's medium for 21 laps.
Adam's with us as well, as we call him. He's our Danica Patrick, who is also in Hungary this weekend, so it just sort of makes sense to bring him in. Adam, pole position for Lewis Hamilton. Surely, can you do it? Can we dream for a little bit?
We can dream. Oh, we can dream it. And yesterday, Josh, you and I were here, and Omi, and I said Lewis Hamilton would get the pole, and now I said Lewis Hamilton would get the win. So you'll see what happens with Lewis Hamilton. Can convert his 104th pole into another win. So, all right, folks, get ready, strap in, hold on tight. Or turn 1 in Hungary, during Hungary, Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. Oh boy, it's gonna be a doozy. Saddle up. Saddle up, everybody. It's about to get a little crazy.
It really is. It really is going to get crazy. Omi's in the pit lane for us. Omi, what are you expecting ahead of this race?
I'm expecting a very good race between Hamilton and Verstappen, and hopefully the McLarens can get involved. This is going to be an absolutely thrilling race. So hoping that Mercedes do have enough race pace to stay ahead of the Red Bull.
Just going to say, you never got to talk to me last night much because I went straight to bed after I came home from the party. But
Yes.
it turns out I like goat.
You do like goat. I did wonder if you
I
like
continue
goat.
the streak of never ever tasting a type of meat I don't like. I've never not liked.
Okay.
Let's add shrimp curry. That is
Right.
nice.
New medium tyres for Norris, Albon, Magnussen and Sargent. Old hard tyres for Perez. Old mediums, Hamilton, Verstappen, Piastri, Zhou, Leclerc, Bottas, Alonso, Hulkenberg and Ocon. New hards for Russell. New softs, Sainz, Stroll, Gasly and Tsunoda. That's going to be very interesting down to turn 1.
Never understand why people start off their race with used tyres.
Well,
I mean, it's not good. It's great getaways.
It's the qualifying format. It's all changed up now, but all the talking stops here. All the expectation stops here.
Faster then.
Green light is on. 5 red lights. Hamilton versus Verstappen. All 5 lights are on. Action at the Hungaro ring. It's a great start from Valtteri Bottas. It's a poor start from Zhou Guanyu, but Verstappen and Hamilton are level. And in the second phase of the start, Hamilton is pushing him downhill. It's towards turn 1. Lando's around the outside. Max and Hamilton are together again. And Piastri takes it. And the 2 Alpines of Ocon and Gasly come together. And Danny Ricciardo might be involved in that too. But Verstappen has taken the lead. Lando Norris is down into 3rd as Oscar Piastri has taken 2nd place. Hamilton's down to 4th. He got forced off by Verstappen. Oh, perfect start. And Lewis, I think he's got damage to his front wing coming through now. He looks okay, but he's got wiggle on the car. McLaren make a great start. Verstappen makes a great start. Sargent, Gasly and Ocon to the back. Hamilton, though, from 1st, he was leading, and then he lost it as he went down to turn 1. But it was side by side between him and Verstappen, and they nearly made contact again.
The 2 Alpines literally were trying to jump over one another. I think Gasly literally went over the top of Ocon. Though turn 1 incident has been noted,
Not surprised, because it was, I think, it was Gasly who ran over the front of Ocon as well, so a little bit more drama there. Sergio Perez up to 8th position as well as they come through, but it is Verstappen who has taken the lead, and he's being chased by Piastri and Norris. Hamilton has dropped 2.5 seconds back already. That's how much it takes. Just a poor getaway and a poor first start, but the Hungarian Grand Prix is on. There's debris on the track. There's some sort of orange dust. It's not just stop oil, by the way, it's just normal dust that's accumulated from the grass. That was because somebody went onto the escape road.
It was one of the Alpines for some. They were going 4 wide. That's Russell, and the lap 1 turn 1 incident has noted, as Megan said, but Albon down, Zhou up 1 position, as well as Russell.
No, Zhou's down 10. And now 11 as Albon gets through, running around the outside to turn 2 and 3. So there's a few changing of positions there. Gasly has come into the pit lane. So Gasly looks like he is already done for the day. And that, I think, Adam, was just a crazy getaway. Yeah, look, punch at the rear and broken. He's done. Broken rear wheel. He's done. Absolutely done.
Yeah, they've just tried to change that wheel and they're just like, is this worth it? No.
It's shredded. Adam, what do you think?
That getaway from Lewis Hamilton, I am shocked. God, he was on the clean line and Max Verstappen was on the dirty line. And Max Verstappen somehow took advantage of it, and Lewis Hamilton stepped forth. I don't think any one of us saw that coming. We all said that there would be contact into turn 1, and well, everybody, Lewis and Max, came out of it unscathed, which is kind of surprising.
Zhou had a terrible
Very surprising to me.
Yeah, Zhou had a terrible start as well. He bogged down. It's the first thing I noticed. Valtteri moving to the left-hand side of the track to get through around the outside. And then the all eyes were to the front between Verstappen and Hamilton, who were just bolting down towards the first corner. Hamilton tried to squeeze in towards the wall, but there was nothing at all. I want to see the second half of that corner. I think Hamilton must have run wide. While we were looking at Gasly and Ocon, both Alpines are out of the race. Ocon has come in too. So both of the Alpines look like they've retired from this race, Megan. I just realised why your headset was so much. It's up a bit, but there you go. But
Yeah.
honestly, that is unbelievable.
No wonder I've been kind of.
Yeah, you feeling better now?
Yeah, because.
Ocon.
I think
this is going to be terminal, please.
And not.
Both of them.
What's rule 1?
Don't hit your teammate.
What's rule 2?
Read rule 1. Rule 3 should be don't jump over your teammate, except in leapfrog.
Yeah, don't attempt to do leapfrog with your teammate in any regard.
In a car especially.
Right, Megan, talk us
Debris
through
in
the
the middle of the
start.
track.
Yeah, here's the lights out from Hamilton.
I think it was a pretty equal good getaway from both Lewis and Max.
That poor getaway.
Oh, Hamilton did have a poor getaway.
I think it was quite equal between them, though Bottas definitely probably got one of the best getaways. Though I also think Perez got a really good getaway. Though here we see both the Alpines just going off. They just collided with each other.
Was that who? Which one was it? Oh, it was Ricciardo. I was right. Hang on a minute.
Zhou.
What happened to Zhou? It's like he forgot the lights had gone out. He didn't drop the clutch when the lights go out.
He probably forgot to do something. Yeah.
What on earth happened to Zhou Guan Yu?
That was the reason for.
Oh, and
he was the reason for the crash.
He was the reason for the crash. It's Zhou who locks up, hits Ricciardo. Ricciardo then hits the rear of Gasly and Ocon, and they just trip over each other. So by Zhou Guan Yu not getting the best getaway, by forgetting the lights on, that is a total brain fade from Zhou Guan Yu for the second time in his career. The first time was at Silverstone.
There it is.
Watch, he's going to get tapped. Yeah, that is completely Zhou's fault. All of
he
that.
stalls the wheels of Gasly.
Yeah. What on earth was all that about? We're just taking a look at the replay. Yeah, it's all the fault. Look at Gasly. And Gasly had a storming start from 20th on the grid. He went around the outside. He's the one who kicked up the dust because Zhou was blocking him off. And now look, he goes right around the outside. Great launch. Gasly's in a great position. And he gets fumbled by Ocon, who got hit by Ricciardo, got hit by Zhou.
It's a shame because he made up like 10 places.
Yeah, he did. So, again, another terrible start, Adam, as well. But it's Zhou Guan Yu who's got to sort of go, well, it's my fault there, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Zhou had he qualified sensationally, and that I think he, like we said, so I think he forgot the lights turned from red to green.
That's
And you
Gasly.
feel for him. You truly, truly do feel
Oh,
for him.
Perez on the inside, lay on the brakes to Alonso. That's for 7th and 8th position. Sorry to come across you there, but Alonso very well defending with the DRS open now on lap 5. And Perez was sort of going, right, okay, I'll have a bit of that on the inside line. And just sort of kick-bombed him on the inside. Didn't work out, though. He's lost back. So, this is actually fairly good on lap 5 of 70. 2 cars out, so it's Ocon and Gasly. We'll get that sorted for you if you're watching along on Twitch and YouTube. If you're listening on USON, you know where we're going.
A bit off topic, though. I tried something yesterday which I reckon you would like, which I reckon Mum should make.
What is it?
Beef curry.
We always have beef curry.
No, I mean like proper beef curry.
So a proper beef curry?
Yeah.
All right, we'll have a go at that. That sounds
Tried
quite
that.
nice. Yeah.
It was amazing.
So, yeah, they're out of the race as well. The F1 Kids broadcast, by the way, looks quite good. We've got it on the on the iPad, and it's literally just like fancy kid graphics. It's really nice, actually. That should be permanent for F1 Juniors.
It would get a lot of the younger generations into F1.
Yeah, Megan. I'll agree with that.
You have a feeling as well that if it was on CBeebies or CBBC, something like that, it's a CBBC broadcast as well. Of course, this isn't the first time Radzi has commentated on an F1 race because he did the kids about 10 years ago on BBC F1. Perez round the outside of Fernando Alonso at turn 1. Alonso was looking left and right in his mirror to try and see where he's going to go. Yeah, but Perez with the second phase of the DRS down to turn 2. Alonso's going to have to defend the outside manoeuvre. Perez again, he's on, what is he on? Medium compound old, the same as Alonso they used. And it's a fairly even fight. But yeah, just thinking about it as well. BBC F1 in 2009 did F1 Juniors commentary, and Radzi was the commentator on that. Along with Barnaby Edwards or something like that, or Barnaby Shepherd, whatever his name was. The one who did Totally Doctor Who. Him, yeah. The one who's, you know what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, let's get
Perez
a thought.
should back away from Alonso, and Hulkenberg should speed up, catch up with Perez.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for Danny Rick though as well. He first start and he gets clobbered. That happened a couple of weeks ago actually as well, so not too
He
great.
probably missed it.
Verstappen is only 1.6 seconds ahead of Piastri. Those McLarens have actually got genuine pace, and I think they're all pretty much equal in this first half of the race. I'm quite surprised about this actually. Looking at it, they're all separated by around about 1.3 to 1.4 seconds. It's not too bad.
Part of me feels like the McLarens have not been actually fully pushing the entire season.
Yeah.
A couple of races ago.
So they're just sort of waiting for it all.
They wanted to see how the championship was going, I feel.
Yeah.
And how everyone else was handling things.
So on the inside down towards turn 1, there's a helicopter going across there with the shadow. Alonso goes defensive again. Look at this though, Zhou down 11 places from where he started. Ricciardo down 5, Bottas down 5, Hamilton down 3. But yeah, perfect getaway from Oscar Piastri. He was my star. He thought about that move on the inside and got it done nicely. Let's check in with Omi then and see what he's made of the first 7 laps of this 70-lap Hungarian Grand Prix. Omi, what have you made of it?
Yeah, Verstappen, brilliant start by him. Unfortunate for Hamilton, who's now dropped down, but a lot of teams already now starting to focus on the tyres and trying to keep the tyres in good condition. So yeah, most teams now currently focused on tyres. So I think when we do have pit stops, I think that's when the race might get a bit more exciting as well. But currently we're going to have a bit of a dull period as all of them try to keep their tyres in good condition.
Lap 1, turn 1 incident is under investigation by the stewards, we've just been told, so they are going to investigate it.
That took a while.
It's 7 laps, yeah, well, it's normal FIA service really, isn't it, to be 7 or 12 laps behind.
Yeah, that's how they give lap deletions.
Yeah. Looking on the board, Verstappen, 1:24.487. He's got the fastest lap of this Hungarian Grand Prix at the moment. Verstappen leads, 2.3 seconds back is now Piastri. Here comes Sergio Perez, though, on the inside line, lates on the brakes, turns in and keeps it going. So this looks quite good. Megan, what are you pointing at? FIA stewards have been given a 5-second time penalty to Zhou Guanyu. So, Zhou Guanyu has been given a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision.
We have our first track deletion, by the way.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a first lap deletion. And guess who it is? Danny Rick.
Oh, no.
No.
He gets that honour.
And Perez up the inside of Alonso into turn 1, and he makes the move. Oh, it's a replay. Great stuff, though, from Perez. Gets ahead of Fernando Alonso, who's been trying that for the first 7 laps of this race.
Well, we didn't see it, so technically it's not a replay, it's a first time showing.
We did see it.
Don't know when.
Yeah, I don't know when. F1 TV have seen the F1.com have seen it, but I didn't see it. I think I was reading out the time penalty when it happened, so apologies, everybody, I missed that live, because I was reading out the time penalty for Joe as that happened.
Don't miss the replay.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone, for watching and listening in. I missed that. A 40-inch TV screen I'm standing in front of, and I still missed that.
I missed it too, if that helps.
Yes, it does. It does ever so slightly. Don't worry, we've got IndyCar later on tonight as well.
I missed it as well, if that helps.
Maybe, okay, I'm starting to think the F1 Juniors feed has got a bit of a different TV picture than we do, because we didn't see that.
We didn't see this bit either.
No, yeah, okay, there is a difference now going on. They're in replay mode right now, so yeah, okay, there is something going on. Yeah, they didn't see it. They're re-showing it as well. Right.
Okay, the F1 Junior feeds graphics are awesome.
They are great. I want them permanently on ours. Oh, into the pits comes Albon. Oh, I've just realised I've got to tell someone that Esty Bestie's out of the race. Yeah, that's going to be fun. 5-second time penalty for Joe. I like the flashing lights for the police car siren. That's great for Joe's penalty. I mean, the F1...
The kids get all the fun stuff.
I know. Yeah, but then again, the kids get the fun stuff. But I can guarantee you there's some die-hard F1 fan who is a keyboard warrior on Twitter who is going, oh, well, I don't like these kid graphics, you know. I much prefer having the normal data on your timing screens and all that lot.
You sound a bit like Thingy from Only Fools and Horses doing that.
Boise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, there always is
You're
with
like
the
about to
junior
sell you a car.
broadcast.
Yeah.
There's always so much hate on the junior broadcast,
Why?
and
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh, it's not proper Formula 1. It's not being done by proper commentators.
Where's Marlene?
Into the pit lane now. 3 by 3, because here comes Stroll, Tsunoda and Bottas all in the pit lane now. They've all got an opportunity, because they're so close together, to have the perfect pit stop. In comes Stroll. He'll change over to the hard compound tyre. Now, that's going to be a 2-stopper. You can't get it. It's going to be 2 stops. Now, has anyone jumped? No, Stroll ahead. Oh, and it's a problem for Tsunoda. Tsunoda's had a really slow stop, 7.3 seconds.
Someone has jumped, though, earlier on in the race.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, which one was it? Was it
Ocon.
Ocon? Yeah, Ocon jumped over Gasly. Esty Bestie went for a flying trip. To be fair, he was a pit pocket earlier. I got sent a TikTok as well. Someone nicked it. He was on a golf cart and he took the headphones off for the person in front and put them on and put them a headset mic down. I mean, just all for themselves. To be fair, I'm happy with that.
He'd be good in the headphones.
He would be. Albon, lap time deleted on lap 8 of the race at turn 4. So Albon has gone off the track as well. He's had a lap time deleted. Let's hear from Carlos Sainz.
And switch positions, Sierra.
I think it's too early.
Leo?
I just don't feel too bad.
Copy, understood.
For God's sake, Carlos Sainz once again being his own race engineer. It happened in Silverstone and it's happening here again.
Yo.
Sierra,
Oh,
Leo.
yeah,
Let Leo.
I will say this to you guys. We may not have the F1 Junior telecast here in the United States, but ESPN, they have had a special kids telecast of Major League Baseball games in the past. So, and also at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So,
oh wow,
we may not get it here in the United States. You know, F1 Juniors, but ESPN has had kids broadcast from. They have, and I've actually listened to it, and those kids are really, really good. So, really cool to see F1, you know, having this juniors broadcast, and hopefully they do more of this in the future, because, you know, like Megan said, it's really cool to get the younger generation who may not know Formula One. I mean, you know, to start out, you know,
yeah,
who knows what
absolutely.
could happen.
Absolutely, just got to go for it, haven't you? In some of the times as well, and I'm really enjoying it as well. The graphics looks great. Zhou Guanyu came into the pit lane a moment ago as well, and it was for Yuki Tsunoda. His left-hand side tyre stuck on entry. Lewis Hamilton, lap time deleted for track limits at turn 4, so that's at the top of the hill.
It's nice to see that Ferrari are finally abandoning their quest of numbers and letters. They're going to countries now.
Yeah. We've gone past plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all that lot. We've gone to Z. So now we're on the
countries.
Alpha, Bravo, Tango, Sierra, Delta, November, all that lot.
Yeah, either that or countries.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Plan Golf. Yes, I know. That's how fast our car is. It's as fast as a Golf. That could have been either Carlos Sainz or Charles Leclerc, to be fair. I don't know really where we were going with that one.
Probably Carlos Sainz, because he likes to play golf with Lando.
That's true, yeah.
It was
Plan Golf,
a slow stop for Tsunoda on the left front. I've just seen.
I did say that.
And
I did say that.
Did you?
Yeah.
And
yes, you
the
did.
last second double DNF for Alpine on the 2023 Australian Grand Prix with Lars.
And they made contact with each other then as well?
Yes.
Can they stay away
And
from
then
each other?
Alpine have also had a double retirement at 2021 US Grand Prix and the 2022 Singapore Grand Prix.
Didn't they come together in Singapore as well?
Yes, 2022.
For God's sake. So every time Alpine have a double DNF, it is because of their drivers. Stefano Domenicali has joined the F1 Juniors commentary box. Now that is quite good. I must say, this F1 Juniors is a thing that must be done, and it must be available for free.
Yes.
Hell, I'd even take it over on the commentary box. I would watch that, because their graphics are brilliant. And plus, I hate to say it, but as commentators, everyone here has got the timing screen and the T-feed and the driver check and everything. We can all see that data. Let's hear from Piastri.
Okay, we're looking for maximum pace to target lap. Maximum pace for target lap.
Piastri now going for it properly now, so he's looking for maximum pace as well. So go until we go for the pit stop, which is your target lap. I'd happily drop paying for Sky for F1 Juniors was free, although they only do the race. So I think it's a good idea. Get it out there. It's on free to wear anyway, isn't it? Because it's on Sky One, which is free on digital, and I believe on Freeview as well. Sky Showcase is still free. So does that mean technically that Formula One's back on free to air television? I'm not sure. Somebody check that. Anyway, lap 14 of 70 in this bizarre but wonderful so far Hungarian Grand Prix. Ted.
Mechanics at McLaren. So I'm loving this developing fight between Lewis Hamilton and the two McLarens. If Hamilton wants to switch or was on a three-stop anyway, the next lap or two, I think we might see his pit window open and him come into the pits. Coming into the pits is Logan Sargent, following his teammate Alex Albon a few laps later. Has been complaining those tyres are starting to go off. But yeah, 3 stops around now, 2 stops around lap 17.
Oh, and into the pit lane comes Logan Sargent then, and he's got a long hold. And Sargent now gets dropped. I hope they remember it's not him that's got a 5-second penalty in this one. So he gets going now as well. And he's going to come out right behind Zhou Guanyu, who has stopped and has served his 5-second time penalty as well. I hope so anyway, but he's best ever starting position. Yeah, best ever starting position, Adam. And again, Zhou Guanyu proves why he's a bit of a non-starter sometimes in Formula One. He didn't react to that guy. What happened to Sargent? I think it was rear left, because I couldn't see that one, and that was the one that I heard the gun go at last. I think rear left went wrong. But yeah, Zhou, second time he's had a problem at the start, second time he's caused a crash. I mean, how do you forget to release the clutch when the lights go out?
That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. I mean, you should know after the 5 red lights out go. I mean, maybe he had a brain freeze.
Probably did, yeah. That's not good if he did. So we'll double check with that as well to see if he is going to be okay. Science Radio.
If I see Checo is going to pass me, I will call box, but not yet. Understood. Good call.
Who needs race engineers for Carlos Sainz? He can do it himself. Literally, he's literally been calling all of this race strategy himself. He's done it since Silverstone, 2 weeks ago. He's literally just sat there going, okay, I'll choose when we box, I'll choose what tyres will go on and all that lot. And now he's calling his race. Carlos Sainz has sort of gone to Ferrari, hasn't he, Josh? Okay, you're bad, I'll do it myself. And Charles Leclerc hasn't learned to do that yet.
Yeah, it's, well, I mean, the state of Ferrari right now, I think Carlos Sainz is better as a race engineer, better than the qualified race engineer. And,
box,
Sainz is box. So Sainz is going on to brand new hard tyres, and he's coming in this lap.
So that's going to release Sergio Perez. Is on the hard tyres. Remember, Sainz started this race on brand new softs to try and get himself an advantage. It worked. He started 11th and he locks up coming to the pit lane just a little bit. Shouldn't be that too much of a difference as he comes in, changes over from those softs. Nice clean hards, and away he goes with a super duper stop. Very much impressed there from Ferrari. I don't say that often, but it was actually a very good stop as he trundles down the pit lane at 80 kilometres an hour. Yeah, this race is actually turning into quite good. I'm sorry, I'm just having a quick look at something from Alex Brundle. Go on.
Will we see someone take the undercut and try to get around Max Verstappen? I was thinking
the key thing is to keep building that gap to give you the ability to respond to whatever goes on behind. And obviously,
sorry, it's Christian Horner.
Looking at the quickest way to get him ahead of the cars ahead as well.
And giving us a little readout on the tyres, Christian. It's Sergio's doing a lot of good work for you in terms of excellent data as to what the hard tyre can produce. Is it giving you what you need, or are the conditions a bit too hot for a stint length that will be
Hamilton
acceptable?
in, Hamilton boxes, Adam was right.
The early days at the moment, but both drivers are doing a great job with their tyres, managing slip and temps and so on. So it's a discipline to do that. You can see they're all starting to box now, and that's marginal 3-stop now.
I think you could be right. Cheers, Christian.
Hamilton in, boxes on for a new set of hard tyres, and he's gone as well. That's a very good call. 7 seconds is the gap to Verstappen and Piastri. 2 seconds clear of Norris. Hamilton into the box, and Hamilton has been told over the radio. The message was, Lewis, it's hammer time. They feel they can win this race. And where's he come out? 8th on hard tyres. So Hamilton boxes, he's been told it's hammer time. They feel they can win this race, and it might be a possibility to do so. I hope you haven't got a headache, and that's why you're going to get water. Little, she says. Well, it's not, it's unrelated to... Oh, hang on. Is it a little bit of having a bit too much wine yesterday at the party? Now that you're 18, we can actually say that as well. Go on.
Maybe a little.
Oh, I thought so, yeah. Too much wine at the party yesterday. I wish I could have joined you.
Also, I didn't get a lot of sleep.
No, I wish I could have joined you. It sounded like such a fun party.
Also, there was very, very, very loud music there, so that's partial. I got a headache there too.
Well, to be fair, it can't be my fault then, because you've got headphones on.
Exactly, I didn't have headphones on there. I'm surprised them two don't have headaches.
Lando Norris has boxed, so they've left Piastri out there. No, they haven't. Never mind. Piastri. Hang on a minute. Who's into the pit lane? Leclerc's in. Norris is in as well. So it's a good stop for them. Who did we just see down pit lane then? As here comes Lando. He's off medium. Brand new hards. That's going to go released. Leclerc's come in too. Now, it's a slow stop and the rear left again. The rear left gun won't work and it's losing him time. It won't go on. It had to go to the backup. Around about 9 seconds, 9.4 for Leclerc being stationary. Oh, and that's thrown away any chance Ferrari had. Omi, you must be frustrated right now. He's left the mic. It's a feeling he's used to. Box, says Piastri, as Bottas and Leclerc come out side by side together as well. Megan just said it's a feeling that Omi is used to. A very slow stop for Charles Leclerc though, but it's looking good. So Piastri to Verstappen. Can we just talk about Perez? Started 9th up to 3rd. This is his best run in a long, long time in Formula 1 from actually getting into qualifying. And Adam as well. Do you reckon Piastri does have a shot to win this race, or as soon as the pit stops come in, it's going to change?
Yeah, I really do think Oscar Piastri has a shot to win this race, Josh. let's not forget, he is a rookie in Formula One this year, and he's doing this.
Piastri's in.
It's called.
So. Yeah, Piastri's onto hard tyres as well, so is that going to lose it? Yes, he's lost him time to Perez already. It's a Red Bull 1-2. Now Verstappen's on mediums, Perez is on hards, and is Piastri going to come out ahead of Lando Norris? The two teammates go side by side to turn one. Lando's around the outside, and Lando's overtook and undertook the McLaren Mercedes teammate.
I think my headache was due to dehydration and having my hair up.
Yes, tension headaches.
Yeah.
I get those. I understand, Megan. Trust me, I get those.
I've got one of these commentaries. I'm just like, So, it's a Red Bull 1-2 after 19 laps. That didn't take long. 2 second stop for Piastri, but Norris still got ahead. 2 second stop. Unbelievable.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and I think we can say, Josh, that Charles Leclerc, Ferrari did Ferrari things, most notably said by Ben Schneider.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Omi, have you got your mic back?
Take that as a no.
Omi?
Right.
No.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So, Leclerc, bad pit stop, 9 seconds, 2 seconds, Hamilton.
How they got 9 seconds all of a sudden? That's a crazy amount.
You know what? A lot of people are asking that question. I don't think we're going to get it answered.
Do you know, you're right, because Lewis Hamilton said in the media briefing yesterday was the fact is that he wanted to know how on earth Red Bull, who've been off the pace all weekend long by about 3 to 4 tenths of a second, suddenly got a good qualifying setup in the last part.
Cheating.
Yeah, well, there's a rumor they're going over the cost cap. What if they've done it again? Josh T's fan news.
Did you see the speed of Piastri's pit stop?
It was somewhere between 2 seconds or so, but what was the actual speed?
2.0.
So it was bang on 2 seconds?
Yes, which, if it was below 2.07, it would have been the fastest pit stop of the 2023 season. And it's quite funny on Twitter, people reacting to the 5-second time penalty to Zhou Guanyu. A lot of people saying,
yeah,
it's the same as his reaction time at the start.
Let's take a look then at Leclerc on the inside of Stroll. No, it is Stroll.
Alonso.
No, it's Stroll.
It says Alonso.
It said 18. I'm going on the car number. There's Alonso. He's identified by the yellow stuff at the top.
So why did they say it was Alonso?
Computer's been breaking all day. Anyway, Alonso's into the pit lane.
Besides, he's in between. He's both in the pit lanes and was in between McLaren's.
So, I understand a getaway car has now been escorted for Zhou Guanyu later on tonight, as he's going to be a bit out of it.
Sadly, there's also another getaway car which will crash into that one and make it go over the other one and it's go out of the race.
His reputation's never been worse.
Yes.
Yo.
Bottas ahead round the outside of Alonso, who now goes outside of the top 10. I'm just continuing to get these Taylor Swift references in. I'm loving every second of it. Go on.
I just thought of something funny. If there actually was a getaway car, there will be a bodyguard who you can't see the face of and 2 drivers in the front. And the bodyguard will be...
Piastri.
What do you want me to do here?
For the moment, look after the tyre, priority target lap. We want to get to plan A, target lap.
Which will be a 2-stop race.
And the bodyguard will be Danny Rick, and then he'll take off a mask and smile. And the thing will go down, and the 2 people driving will be the Alpines.
I've seen Only Fools and Horses when he took the jewellery dealer out on a stretcher, and he's in the and the horse. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
We're making a lot of Only Fools jokes today.
That's only because I was doing my anorak voice, and you were going like, "Oh, it sounded a bit like it sounded a bit like Boise."
It did sound like Boise.
Oh well, you know what you mean. All you do with that is you just talk from the top of your throat. So you go, "Oh well, I know what you're gonna do about that." Then you just go, "Oh damn."
You sound like you're just about to insult
You
Del
could
Boy.
You could do it. Just literally go, "Oh
I
no."
cannot do it.
Clench the front of your nostrils. Go, "Oh no."
No, I'm not going to try
no,
that.
Oh no. Yeah. See, look, I'm gonna do it. The things we get up to in the broadcast.
Oh no.
Do you know,
the only accent I can do is Russian.
I have met Boise. Well, I didn't meet him, but I've seen Boise and Pantone. Sadly, of course, he had to pass away a couple of years ago. As we see, side by side, Alonso trying to go around the outside of Bottas and has done so down to turn 2. Alonso gets ahead of Valtteri for 10th place. But yeah,
Really
wonderful.
says something. The only two accents I can do is Russian and Irish.
Yes. You can either do Nikita Mazepin or Eddie Jordan.
Yeah.
I'll take Eddie Jordan.
I'd pick Eddie Jordan, to be fair. I'm wearing one of
But
his...
I'm better at the Russian. I don't know why.
I'm wearing an Eddie shirt today, anyway. Flowery. Look at that. So, again, just going too deep. Unfortunately, it was Valtteri. Alonso had the DRS open, was able to slip through on the inside. It was a lovely overtake in the end from Fernando Alonso. And as we really surprised, 20 years, of course, since he joined the commentary team. And Scarlett has joined the F1 Juniors commentary box finally. She was in the pit lane, and now they've swapped over again. I like how they're refreshing the commentary team again and again. It's like what we do.
Yeah.
But it's good. The F1 Juniors broadcast is really good. I want to see this. Fernando Alonso overtake, and he's been given a little punch up. We've got box for Verstappen. He's coming in after 22 laps on these medium comp. He's struggling out there. Look at how much offline he was through that hit chicane.
Can you imagine the F1 drivers doing the Italian jump?
All right, lads, I've got a very clever plan.
And what's the plan, Josh?
Oh, no, that was the end of the Italian job.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, in this day and age, it would be Max Verstappen just dangling over the edge of a cliff and another driver goes, okay, I haven't got a very good plan. Because without him, the season's great. Without Verstappen, we've got a battle between Perez, Alonso and Hamilton for the title. And into the pit lane comes Max Verstappen. Red Bull are 1-2 in this race. Now, the crucial thing here is it's a 32-second stop in the pit lane. He has 26 seconds to Lando Norris, so this is going to be good for him as he comes in.
Let's have a look. Yes.
He'll go below
2.3.
Can you hear the booze?
Yeah. Can I quickly point something out before it gets destroyed?
Go.
1-2 Red Bull, 3-4 McLaren, 5-6 Hamilton, 7-8 Ferrari, 9-10 Aston.
5 manufacturers inside that top 10. It's not going to get destroyed because Verstappen's come out with the lead of the race. But you are correct.
Awesome.
I got it.
I've got it too. I'm taking a photo on all the timing screens now. I don't think that's ever happened before.
I don't think so.
Alonso?
So Lance is 2.4 ahead. He'll let us pass once we get to DRS.
Will he?
Okay, Lance, Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood this message? No, my father is the owner of the team. No, Lance, unfortunately, you are not allowed to say that anymore because he's disowned you. Why? Because you're rubbish half the time.
He's now adopting Fernando.
And they're going to sing ABBA late into the night. This is looking good. Max all alone in front, says George. Paul says Ricciardo is out next. Little Al says sandbagging, I bet. 2+ seconds for Piastri. Scott says I'm assuming McLaren's on a 3-stopper and Verstappen's on a 2. That's about what we're seeing. Right says Danny Rick, time management, 2-stop into the points and a nice finish to P67. Could happen. Where is he right now, Ricciardo? Or 18s. He's just going to. He'll do better at Spa as well. Australia now says hello. Hello. And everybody as well. Karen Beach, hello, says go get 'em Bulls. Sorry, Megan.
What?
Karen Beach says, go get 'em, Bulls. Sorry, Megan. Nice to see you all again on the YouTube chat. Sorry I haven't been able to keep all of them on. On Twitch, hello to everybody. Lando is watching as well. Lewis Stock is watching us. I've hit you now in the face. He's into the pits from Sergio Perez. 2.8 second stop. And he's going to drop down to 6th position. That gets you back for the British Grand Prix. Didn't know you were there. But hello to everybody watching on the first time on the Twitch chat as well. And everyone listening on USRN, hello, welcome. And, right. Well, they've got an interview with Pierre Gasly on F1 Juniors. We don't, as Perez reduces in 7th position to spoil the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 party.
This has been bugging me for a week now, though. Do you know when the cars are going like
the
that?
bottom, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Proporcing.
Proporcing.
Yeah.
Like a porpoise.
Oh, Perry the platypus. Just remember like that. Perry the proporcing. The Hamilton.
Where am I losing all the time? This is the car slow.
So a lot of it is straight line, then turn 11 and turn 14.
Which are not straight.
Turn the engine down.
And negative, we are doing things to improve temp situation there.
What can they do?
Okay, so the qualifying pace of that car is fixed, but the race pace is still miles off. That's what I'm getting from that anyway.
Maybe they should not. Maybe they should do something about that.
What's happened to Hamilton down into turn 2? Is he locked up? No, he's going past Russell. And that was a planned move. Russell's been told to let Hamilton through.
Okay, so we let Lewis through this lap.
Oh my word. Scott says, I'm amazed by how much Max and McLaren have driven away from Lewis. So are we. McLaren are back. Now, everybody,
Wait a minute.
Everybody, hold hands. Oh my, hold hands. And everybody go to Cosmic Wishing. That's, I'm sorry to say some of you, but Max has an engine failure. Just saying, because a Norris Piastri 1-2 would be amazing.
It would.
Engine failure.
Amen.
Either
Amen.
that
or puncture.
Or puncture going into a wall, you can't race anymore.
Oh, okay. I was on about engine failure.
Towards
No,
today.
Go on.
Hydraulics issue.
Yeah, that'd be that's
even
better.
better.
Hydraulics is even better, yeah.
Good point here from Jimmy Broadbent. So, Bono says to Lewis, okay, Lewis, it's hammer time. Lewis Hamilton loses 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay, it's hammer time.
And
Takes a
now
hammer to the
loses
car.
19 seconds.
Yeah, but he's using the wrong part of the hammer. He's taking the nails out of the car. He's dismantling it. He's using the wrong part.
It's hammer time. Use this to back.
That won't work, Lewis. You've hit the wrong part of it, my friend.
Yes.
Verstappen leads by 5 seconds now to Lando Norris. Norris is closing. Why are we talking about that? Norris is closing in Verstappen. He's not gaining time. Norris is gaining on Verstappen.
Can we just talk about how it's impossible of the fact that Verstappen didn't come out before Piastri?
Yeah, that was weird. He
Their
kept the
gap
lead.
was 28 seconds. He should have come out in 4th place. Do you know why?
He didn't, yeah.
Because the pit lane isn't long enough for that.
Piastri! Sorry, Perez on the inside of Carlos Sainz. Perez gets past Carlos Sainz on the inside to turn 1. That came on quite quickly. It was quite fumble of words.
The speed he had to go in the pit lane is shorter.
Yes.
Well, it's longer than the time he actually was in.
That's true, yeah. So it's less time in mathematical.
Was he speeding in the pit lane?
It would have been flashed up on the timing screen, and so far nothing has. All we've seen on the screen, yeah.
I feel like they've basically been cheating all season. Something tells me maybe payoff.
Won't be surprised. Oh no, I can't say that, can I? Still.
Right, I'm going to sleep, guys. See you later.
Well, yeah, there might be one singular person who's done it.
Well, what we could do is right now is a safety car. Perez on the inside of Sainz. Sainz was... he had no chance. And there was only contact there, actually. Sainz on the hard compound tyre. Perez on the soft, medium compound. But
Either that or Piastri's slow.
Perez's tyres have already done some time. And he's already got them dirty. Look at that. Look at the amount of pickup he picked up down the straightaway.
Maybe he should change the tyres.
He's done 2 laps on them as well on this setup.
Maybe he should change to different tyres.
You just want the Red Bulls out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, maybe it's either he was speeding in the pit lane or the fact that Piastri's so slow. Oh, Lando has the fastest lap. That's come out of nowhere, and at least it shows that McLaren actually can be fast.
Perez, lap time deleted, track limits. So, again, more and more deletions as here comes Perez versus Russell on the inside line and towards turn number 1. He's making the move and he's got it stick. Perez keeping it tight in round the outside. And that's nearly contact. Perez goes through. Oh boy, fantastic move on the inside there between the two of them. And it's Perez who comes off best overall in the proceedings. I think it's pretty much safe to say that it's this thing that's destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll get that sorted. So, Verstappen from Perez. Let's take another look at that, Adam, and it was definitely Perez's side. Russell tried to hold on, but it was never on.
Yeah, you look here at the onboard camera with Checo. That was a brilliant move, and maybe Checo is finding his old form. You know, he hasn't performed really good lately, but now we're seeing the Checo of old that we saw at Miami. So maybe now with Daniel Ricciardo back in F1, Checo is starting to step it up just a little bit more, because we all know that if Checo doesn't improve, we all know Danny Rick's getting that second seat at Oracle Red Bull Racing. So Checo's saying,
Russell. Sorry, Adam. Russell, 2.9 second stop. He's onto the medium compound tyres. Brand new after being 28 laps on those tyres.
Oh no, go back to
Adam, go on.
Yeah, I think now that Checo is really improving, and he knows that Daniel Ricciardo is back in F1s, and he wants to keep that second seat alongside Max Verstappen. So right now, Checo is like the Checo of old.
Hülkenberg versus Russell now over 13th and 14th position. Just a quick thing about Esteban Ocon, of course, out of the race for Esti Besti. Won here back in 2021, finished 9th last year, and he did have a 100% finish rate at the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's now been destroyed. So Ocon's 100% finish rate at this track has gone. Gasly has finished in the top 6 on 3 of 5 appearances. He doesn't have a 100% record, having retired in 2020. He was 12th last year, and he's had a best result of 5th back in 2021. This is Fernando Alonso making a move on launch. Well, that's just letting him through, wasn't it? That's just Stroll being told what to do again once he had the DRS and being told to go back through on the inside. So yeah, that's pretty much done deal now. Verstappen leads by 7 seconds to Norris. Oh, what a day.
Someone needs to crash.
Paul says, remember to say allergy when talking about things that could be considered as inflammatory. Lol, you'll be fine. Yes. And here comes Russell on the inside, getting ahead again on Hülkenberg. Late on the brakes through one and makes the move stick. And yeah, pretty much one of these races, isn't it? One lap. Well, don't forget, we're approaching half distance, which is lap 35 of 70. Usually the first half of the Hungarian Grand Prix is always boring. But can I just point out, quite a lot, the second half, 2015, most chaotic race of the season. Hülkenberg's front wing exploded, and then all of a sudden the race exploded. So
Could something like that happen again, but just not to Hülkenberg?
It might do. It might do.
Go back to Verstappen.
Yeah, never count your chickens just yet, I think is the correct saying, isn't it, Adam, as well?
Never count your chickens before they hatch.
That's the one. Thank you. Oh, Perez video.
You're welcome.
Just bear limit.
Just keep
He's
swimming.
not a fish.
Yeah, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
He's reeling him in. He ain't swimming anymore.
You're not reeling him in anymore. Go on, Omi. Down in the pits.
I'm in bed now.
Oh, well, he's asleep.
And I've joined on my phone now. So,
I see.
If anything happens, then just scream, you're my alarm, effectively.
Well,
My eyes are shut and I'm just listening to you now.
alright, no worries. You still can see the race, though.
Jealous, I want to be in bed.
Megan, listen, have some more water, Megan. There you go. Okay, down towards turn 1. Russell's making a move on Tsunoda and gets through into turn 1. Russell passes Tsunoda with ease.
It's not socially acceptable for me to go back to bed at
2:46 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe another 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay, Josh, what are you making this one so far then? How's your birthday race going so far? Yay or nay?
Yeah.
It's a mix.
It's a weird one, but we'll get to that in a minute. That is Russell up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, going down into turn 1 with DRS open for George Russell. Nice move there, but then Tsunoda goes on a little bit of a fight back. But yep, it's been a good race. Perez has just done a 1:23.0.
2 seconds, Josh.
Second fastest lap.
Initial thoughts on this compound?
So further grip is not bad, but the tire feels definitely a bit more stiff.
Good.
So it's easier to have a movement or whatever.
Understood.
And these are
I mean, it's a hard compound tyre, so I'm not surprised it's a stiffer compound, to be fair. It's kind of in the name, isn't it? Back to you, Josh Tears. Into the pits comes Alexander Albon.
Yep, Albon coming into the pits. It's been a good race. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. Let's see what's Albon's pit stop is. It's 14 seconds, 15 seconds now in the pit lane as he comes into his pit box. It's a good stop. Let's see what the time is. It's a 2.9 for Alexander Albon.
Very good time as he comes down the pit lane then as well. Do you know what? I know that we always go off topic because it's a commentary. You can't always talk about what's on the screen because there's nothing going on much. Converse are not the right shoes to commentate in, I've found out. I must get some flat shoes. No, it's just that there's no rubber sole sort of supporting you, so I need to get some running trainers up in the commentary box so I can actually stand.
You'd have Dr. Ran well on them.
Yeah,
Well,
but he didn't stand up for 2 hours,
not-
then, did he?
You never know.
Going to want Piastri to win then.
Why?
The shoey,
yeah.
shoey.
Yeah, if Piastri wins, they want me to do a shoey. I know.
And
I've only had a glass
if
in
you
Conquest
don't do it
trainers.
today, you'll do it in Zandvoort.
Mum?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing a shoey. Unless
Mum would hit you with the shoe.
No, I'd put a glass in the shoe. I'm not daft.
Good, because it's also very unhygienic and a lot
I
of
know,
doctors would
and
go
I'm ill.
against.
I've got high stress levels. I've got to stay calm. Fastest lap goes to Russell, a 1:23.014. So he's got the best of it. The little owl has wished you a happy birthday, Josh T. By the way, just to let you know.
Thank you.
I mean, he's had a birthday weekend, to be fair. What was it? Out on Friday, dinner on Saturday, party, birthday, of course, on Sunday, and loads of cake. Like, insane.
I've only had one cake at the moment.
Yes, at the moment. I love how he says
At
at
the
the moment. Yeah, there's going to be more.
Well, I don't know that, but I think I've heard the waters have been moving for a second. I don't know.
Ah. Well, I always say, do what you did. 1 chocolate, 1 vanilla.
I like for
Yeah,
people to have
I'll agree with that.
options.
I'll agree with that.
Has he ever made a strawberry one?
I feel like it has.
Oh, no, I can't remember it. I'll have to ask. At the moment, says the little owl. Alonso Radio.
And,
10ths to 2/10ths quicker than the Ferraris.
Yeah, let's put some pressure.
We could just
Sounds good.
Fernando
Sounds good.
Pressure. That's what Fernando wants to put down on them. 8th place. Aston are really dropping off in the middle half of this season. Fingers crossed that they're going to gain some more time back after the summer break when their next upgrade comes at Zandvoort. But if I were the teams, wouldn't you bring your upgrades before the summer break to Spa where you can actually test them more? Because Zandvoort's more of a very tight, small track, isn't it?
Possibly, and then maybe do more updates after the summer break.
Yeah. Just a quick question to you, Megan, actually. You're not doing the Italian Grand Prix, are you? Because you never do the Italian Grand Prix. I can't remember you ever doing the Italian Grand Prix.
It's weird since my best friend's Italian.
But you've never done it?
Maybe once. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. 2017 maybe?
Maybe either that or when the pandemic hit.
No, you didn't do that one. Dad was with us in the box.
What day is?
1st of September. So you probably could, because you don't.
I don't know.
I mean, you'll still be here.
I mean, a week later, I definitely couldn't do any racing because.
Is that when you start university?
Yeah, it's also the fact that I won't be here.
Oh, where are you a week later?
Nottingham.
Oh, were you in Nottingham then?
Yeah, on the 9th.
Oh, does that
And
mean
then-
I get your laptop for the?
and then on the
Are you
10th.
taking your laptop with you? Are you taking your laptop with you?
I planned on doing that.
Uh-oh. I don't think it's an F1 weekend. Because it'll
that
be
is...
week after, it'll be the 7th to the 9th. So
Where else
no.
am I going to go to sleep at night?
Did you say the 9th?
Seventh.
It's 10th, 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
That's WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca.
You
The
missed
San
the Indy
Marino
final.
Grand Prix for MotoGP.
Oh, and Russell passes Bottas for 9th. Oh, is that it that weekend, Josh? No touring cars.
And then if you want to count Kansas, NASCAR and Fuji, 6 hours a week.
You're fine.
Do hotel rooms have TVs?
Yes, Megan.
Because the ones in Scotland didn't.
You can take a HDMI cable and attach your laptop to the TV.
Yes, you can.
I could watch Netflix or Prime.
Okay, Megan's now just discovering the joy of taking your own laptops with you to hotels.
I've only ever really been in one hotel, and that was in Scotland.
The last time I stayed in a hotel was Manchester last year. Very nice hotel. No windows. It was very claustrophobic, but also very nice and dark at night. So you can get a good night's sleep.
I like a little bit of light.
Although I didn't get any sleep because I had a friend in the room and music was so loud because we were sharing rooms. And I hated that music. Earphones in at night, and I was like, I may have throttled Jack in the night.
The one good thing about that hotel room in Scotland is the fact that downstairs there was a vending machine.
Yeah, me, Luke, Libby and Jack in Manchester at the start of last year. Let's have a listen to Perez.
Gap 7 seconds. Podium's on.
Right, so...
Right, Perez can go for the podium. We're past half distance in the very bizarre Hungarian Grand Prix, which is starting to look like every other race in 2023. We thought it could be different, but Red Bull are still leading the way by 11 seconds. But this is Lance Stroll going to the inside to get a move done on Kevin Magnussen of a 14th place, and he's done so into turn 1. Command blue flag has been given to Danny Ricciardo, who's been lapped.
Not a good day for...
I know. Sargent has also been lapped as well.
Yes.
So if you're wondering why that looks like on the timing tower, don't be alarmed. They're not actually lost out there. Where that red line is, if you're watching along with us on Twitch and YouTube, where the red line is, that is who is out of the race. Anyone above grayed out is I forgot what I was going to say now.
Lapped.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've lost the F1 Juniors channel. Oh dear. Let's get that back up.
Danica has made her way up.
So, where's Rosberg? Well, to be fair, they're getting all the guests in to the comms box as well. I wish we could have that, like a roving team coming in. With,
they had Stefano Dominicali, and then they had someone else jump in. Now they've got Danica.
Yeah, unless Rosberg was there and I missed it. As they come in.
No, Rosberg definitely hasn't been there, and it looks like they're switching the guest around every 10 laps.
That's a good idea. I wonder who else is going to be there. 10 laps of action, 70 laps, 7 guests. It makes sense. Lap 37 of 70 in this Hungarian Grand Prix. To give you a rundown, if you're listening... Oh, hang on, 2 seconds. Karen has said to you, Josh T, get some memory foam insoles. Happy birthday, have a great... Oh, that's to me. And then to you, Josh T, it's happy birthday, have a great weekend and eat lots of cake. So happy birthday again to Josh T. Again, we should have had a banner or something.
Yes, we should.
I can always just write it on the stream at some point. So it's all looking good. Podium is on.
They do have them.
Oh, very nice. Get some.
Well, when we run out.
Megan is obsessed with barbecue Pringles at the moment.
Anything barbecue, to be honest. What if they have hula hoops too?
Now they are the top tier crisp.
They are.
Yes. Hula hoop barbecue, Walker's roast chicken, prawn cocktail, cheese and onion. And I know I eat cheese and onion the most. Yeah, I know.
Did somebody say barbecue?
Yes, barbecue. Yes.
Hey Megan, you know you're invited to come over here and if you ever do, it's called I'll take you.
Yes, you've got to
to
go
my
to this
favorite
restaurant.
barbecue restaurant.
I love restaurants.
Oh, 2 seconds, guys.
I am the biggest barbecue lover.
What are your thoughts, Plan A versus Plan C? Yeah, it depends what everyone else is like, to be honest. The tyres are not bad, but they don't feel that good. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
What happened to B?
Oh, it's gone. It's been
That's a good
evaporated.
question.
B was for, just go for it as well. As around the outside, that's Albon passing Magnussen for 15th place in towards turn number 1. A quick reminder, as well, actually, for those of you who's listening in on USRN and can't see the timing tower, this is the current running order with 32 laps to go of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Verstappen leads. He's got 14 seconds to Lando Norris in second. Oscar Piastri is third. Lewis Hamilton is fourth. Sergio Perez fifth. Carlos Sainz is sixth. Charles Leclerc seventh. 8th for Fernando Alonso. George Russell is 9th with the fastest lap of the race. Valtteri Bottas is 10th. Yuki Tsunoda is 11th. Nico Hulkenberg 12th, who's just had a personal best in the first sector. Zhou Guanyu 13th after causing a crash at the start and having a 5-second time penalty. Stroll is 14th, Albon 15th, Magnussen 16th, Danny Ricciardo 17th. He got hit by Zhou at the start of the race and dropped down the field. Sargent 18th, Ocon and Gasly out of the race as well. Ricciardo, after being hit by Zhou, went into the back of Ocon, who got forced into Gasly, and Ocon went over the top, and it caused the red flag. The F1 Juniors are now talking to Christian Horner on the pit wall as well. We talked with him a few minutes ago in this broadcast, so I apologise to every young child watching to have to put up with Christian Horner. I know you would much rather talk with Gunter Steiner, although unfortunately we're not allowed to let him near kids because he swears a lot. So,
good education.
Yeah. Putting them there, it must be like having Gene Hunt as a team principal with Gunter Steiner.
Honestly, If I was a kid doing that, I'd probably be like, I want to talk to Gunter Steiner.
You want to talk to Gunter Steiner?
Yeah, I would want to talk to him rather.
I would rather talk to Gunter Steiner as well. Matthew says, what's the gap at front of the race? We'll go to the battle screen and give you a look at the timing screen at the moment. Verstappen has 15.6 seconds to Norris and Piastri. And by the way, everybody, not this week, but after the summer break, we're going to try and get the gaps included in the main timing tower. But it does require, we have to move, we've got to move so much around and everything. But we are planning graphic overhauls and small tweaks as well. But that's the current running order and the gaps in the field. Magnussen, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Sargent and Zhou have been lapped in this race. So that's where it's going at the moment. For the 2023 Hungarian Grand Prix, it's lap 40 of 70. Now it's lap 41. Everyone's just sort of wandering around, going like, well, what we're going to see here today? What exactly is it going to happen? I don't know. Megs, what do you think? It's a pretty much been a... It was exciting this time.
Someone better crash soon.
It's lackluster, isn't it? It's
Otherwise I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah. Lackluster racing. That's what we need. IndyCar later will be fun, though. Earlier start time.
Yeah.
Now, Josh T, is the start time 7:30 or 7:06? What's the start time for us here in the UK?
We are checking.
Oh, God, don't say that. Give me flashbacks. Ferrari and the poor Lawrence Meekis as well. We are checking. He's becoming Alpha Tauri team principal next year as well. Oh, of course. What is Red Bull, of course, going to be sponsored by?
Walmart.
Are they?
Isn't that basically just our Sainsbury's?
It's America's Waitrose, I believe.
But we don't shop at Waitrose.
I know we don't stop at Waitrose.
I don't even know where it is.
In terms of strategy, like this, it doesn't
Oh.
make sense.
Copy understood. We are discussing it and we'll do it at the end.
What do you mean at the end? I'm instructing.
We are on it, okay?
Ferrari don't know what they're talking about. So
Tell me something I don't know.
Leclerc wants to come in for a pit stop to change tyres. The team say, okay, we'll do it at the end. You can't stop at the end. Oh, thank you. You can't stop at the end of the race.
Also, he's done 23 laps. He should actually be coming off his tyres now.
Yeah, this is down for the main... Hang on.
So he should just go in.
Ferrari generally just thought that he thought he was going to the end of the race on these tyres. They won't make it.
Given that the end of the race is like 29 laps away, now 20... something else.
Sorry, just an update with you as we look at Russell. This is Russell. Hang on a minute. This is Hamilton versus Perez. Perez trying to go right around the outside. Hamilton has dropped so many seconds back. Perez is on the attack, and Hamilton in the Mercedes coming across. Perez right around the outside at turn 2. Hamilton gives as good as he gets. Perez gets a close on the inside, but it hasn't worked. Well, I'm surprised about this one, to be fair. I expected there to be much more drama. I really did between that little battle.
Maybe we will get a puncture, though. It will be one of the Ferraris.
Yeah. Just quickly, I want to tell you, a tweet from IndyCar. IndyCar has announced a 10-minute practice penalty for the number 27 Andretti Autosport entry and driver Kyle Kirkwood for missing driver weigh-in on Friday, July 21st at Iowa Speedway. As the warm-up session at Iowa Speedway is only 10 minutes per group, Kirkwood will be ineligible to participate. So Kyle Kirkwood has been banned from the warm-up. Hamilton has been said starting to lose the rear tyres. He's told us over the radio.
What, so he's not racing?
No, the warm-up session, that's 10 minutes later on. You can't go out. So the warm-up, he won't be able to go out in the warm-up.
Can't they just do it now?
What do you mean?
The weighing?
No, because he's missed it for the race weekend. Hello. Piastri and Perez in. So battle for third is going to heat up as they dive into the pit lane.
I don't see why they don't do it the day of anyway.
I know, it's a bit weird. There's two different races on this weekend. Current tyres for the hards. Lap 42 to 52 stop. Oh, it's a slow one from McLaren. Oh, actually 2.8, and he's got out ahead of Perez still. Perez was at 1.9! 1.9 seconds for Sergio Perez in the pit lane, the fastest of the season.
Wow.
And that is, I think, close to the world record as well. Wow.
What happens if you eat a big meal after your weight?
You'll be heavier.
1.82 seconds is the world pit stop, and it was Red Bull in 2019 was a Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was a crazy race with Alexander Albon and Max Verstappen as well, close at the end. So that was very close for Red Bull. 1.9 seconds to stop as Stroll to the inside of Tsunoda and gets a World Championship point. 13 seconds for Perez, apparently, as I'm being told, in the pit stop. That's all he lost. 13 seconds in the pit lane.
What is it with these Red Bulls?
That is absolutely madness.
But it's a 32-second thing.
Box for Ferrari. Maybe they've shortened it this year, I don't know.
Aww.
Ferrari, box. Well, that's Sainz's fault. Leclerc fifth.
Why don't you see a Porsche for one of them?
Nah, they're not going to change it. So Leclerc will come in and change over. Safety car free race as well at this point. That's quite surprising. We could have had the rain.
Why can't
Look,
someone crash?
can I just point out, if this was the last race before the summer break, everyone would have gone, oh, well, that was a bit boring. Let's go for a little break in the summer.
A little lockup just happened, so not a big one.
Now, Ferrari had a problem here with the rear left jack at the first stop. No issues here, and the time is 2.2 seconds. Very nice. But Alonso's in too. Just like to say, wouldn't it be nice if we see at Spa next weekend an absolute thrill of a race to take us into the break?
I suppose, though I just really wish that someone would crash and bring out the safety car.
3.3 seconds for Alonso, not that fast down the pit lane, unfortunately.
Why don't they stop on the track?
Yeah, well, that 45 of 70, 26 laps to go in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Count the lap we're on, of course. World record is 1.7 seconds, I think. Well, it's 1.82 as...
Lando boxing.
Is he?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Just came up on the radio, though. I was
Oh.
yawning, so I couldn't say anything.
So into the pits comes Lando Norris, and he locked up as well coming in on the Delta line.
There must be oil there or something.
I'm just thinking there's something slippery there. Now, is this the undercut attempt from Norris? Because he's going to put on the mediums. Yes, he does. And they're scrubbed mediums as well.
That engineer looked like he was about to pounce on the car.
Now that's interesting. So they're going to be more up to temperature quite quickly. And Norris is a 2.1 second stop. And he gets out ahead of Carlos Sainz. Game on.
Okay, that explains why Verstappen was so fast. They have shortened it.
Perez a 112.
McLaren.
Sorry, Perez 112. Perez a 122.929 is the fastest lap. Sainz in 2.7 second stop. Okay, not too bad off. Yeah, 1,000th off. Go on, Josh T.
Yeah, McLaren have had the most consistent pit stops with Lando Norris. His first was a 2.0, his second was a 2.1.
All the kids. All the kids are now in the commentary box, by the way. Oh no, never mind. It's just Danica Patrick. I generally thought that Danica's tiny. My goodness, I generally thought that was one of the kids.
Imagine if we put one.
But it was Danica. Sorry, Danica. I am watching on a small screen.
Imagine if we put one in there.
Oh my. There's Alonso. Rear tyres, Megan, were so slow for Fernando. That's why it was a 3.3 second stop. Not happy. Not happy. Are we about to be happy? That's the question. Well, you say that, but I'm looking at this interesting battle.
Lap time deletion.
Russell. Lap time deleted for track limits as well, so that's why he's... Okay, lap 46 has just started, so they're waiting for new information to come up on that data screen that you've got on the side. It's involving Leclerc noted speeding in the pit lane. He did speed in the pit lane, you were right. You said he was too quick.
He locked up.
Yeah. Oh, and that's... Okay, Lewis Hamilton giving something a penalty.
What the...
Siri was going as well. Russell said something that activated it. So, that's usually a slam dunk. So, is that going to be a drive-through or a time penalty?
Time.
Yeah. That's
We're not going to risk another driving thing.
He's got 4 seconds to Sainz. That's going to put Alonso in the mix if it's 10 seconds. Under investigation now, yeah. So, it has been... FIA stewards is involving Leclerc is now under investigation. So, it will be a penalty coming for Charles Leclerc. We'll keep an eye on that delta.
It's normally a 5-second time penalty, and then if they don't serve that quickly, 10 seconds.
It's usually how it goes. Feels like we've been here for ages. Only over an hour.
Yeah. So we'll pick the pace up, though. Just keep the pace up as high as you can.
This is as fast as it goes, mate.
Just sums it up, doesn't it, Crofty? That's as fast as they could go in the race pace. But yeah, looks like they're not going to get a safety car unless something happens in the next 20 seconds. Hamilton is going to pit this lap.
Right, Max. Thank you very much indeed, Ted. I'm
How long?
looking, yes, they are coming out.
So, Verstappen leads from Hamilton and then Norris, Piastri, but Norris on fresher tyres. We come down to turn 1 as now Perez trying to go around the outside of Piastri into that first corner. Piastri's not giving him an edge. Perez on the outside gets through as Russell boxes. Perez goes through to 4th position. It's a good little move. Piastri's going to try and go around the outside. Go on, Oscar. Keep your foot in. He's on the grass and Perez still goes through. Oh, Oscar. That was a well-timed attempt. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Oscar, there's a pocket for those visor things.
He went on the desk. Now, did Perez run him off the track? Is Perez going to have to give him that place back? I think he did.
He did. He did.
Oh, that was clever from Oscar there. He knew he was losing the war, so he's had a battle.
He knows there's a pocket for those visor things, right?
Yeah. I've no idea what's happened in the commentary box in the F1 Juniors right now, but they're all trying to trip over each other. Oh, they're taking some selfies. They're taking... There's a battle going on! And you're taking a selfie! Okay, that's bad. F1 Juniors are just taking a selfie where Perez and Piastri are side by side. Look at your monitor! Oh, my God.
Checo ran off. Yeah, Checo ran Oscar off the road, so I think Checo's going to have to give that back off to Piastri.
One incident.
Charles Leclerc has been given a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Told you it'd be time.
And Piastri and Perez has been noted for forcing another driver off the track.
Piastri.
Oscar, did Perez push you off turn 2? Did you get enough room?
Didn't leave me much space.
Good try.
Didn't
That's not going to cut the mustard.
Martin says it's not going to cut the mustard. I think it was fair racing, but he should get the place back at least.
Wait. So they gave him a black and white flag, but
He's
without
exceeded.
having a lot. He hasn't had any of the track limits,
No, he's just got a
which
black-
is
yeah.
wrong. And it's also the fact before even checking with him what happened.
They've just given him straight away the black and white flag, yeah.
That wasn't needed.
I know. The FIA, everyone.
They're not doing their jobs.
No, FIA, everyone. Go on. Yes, Josh? Who was talking? Omi? Somebody again.
He's asleep.
Oh, somebody said something. As they come back in, Bottas.
I think it might have been me.
That's Bottas attacking Albon. Not going to get through at this point of the
I
track.
said about the visor.
Oh, yeah. So it's just been noted by the stewards. It's not currently under investigation. If it does become investigation, you'll see it on the bottom, and we'll see it on our timing tower in the comms box. All we know is that Charles Leclerc has been given a 5-second time penalty, and this is the reason why. Yeah, he was too fast over the white line, wasn't he?
Red-handed.
Yeah.
In a red car.
Exactly as you said as well. It was too much. So.
That's why he locked up.
Yeah. Every time Megan mutes, I know she's going to disappear. So Megan's just go, there it is, top of the hill at turn 4 to go off the track. Megan's headset is now sort of caught on her. Where are you going anyway? Oh, okay. Megan's disappearing for a few seconds. What? More than a few seconds? Well, that's your prerogative to disappear. And no further action! Norris Radio.
Perez has fit in a used medium. Our tyres are newer than his. We need tyres at the end. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to manage everything. I'm pushing everything.
There's some grumpy drivers out there today.
They're all going for it today, aren't they? As Martin says, they're all properly pushing for it. Lap 50 and Hamilton boxes. And that releases Norris. And Hamilton gets it over the line. Verstappen has got 35 seconds to Lando Norris. I'm sorry, but after having... Verstappen has not topped any session this weekend. He's been struggling with rear grip. He's been struggling with the performance. There is no way that car legally can be 35 seconds ahead of anybody. After being so far off the pace all weekend long. I'm now starting to suspect something after this one. Because how do you go from being 2/10 down to 35 seconds ahead overnight in a race strategy? I just don't buy it. Mercedes has had trouble, but wow. It's going to be his 7th win in a row, isn't it?
There's Nico.
Ah, Nico's in the box now. I was wondering where he was, just as Hamilton comes in. Has anyone else noticed this weekend, by the way, that Nico Rosberg is Lewis Hamilton's biggest fan now? It's so weird. Verstappen, are you ready for this? Bahrain, Australia, Miami, Monaco, Spain, Canada, Austria, Britain, and now Hungary. That's 9 of the 11 races we've had this year. He's on course to winning. It's also Miami, Monaco, Spain, Canada, Austria, Great Britain, Hungary. His 8th win in a row. Yeah, 7th? 8th? 7th? 7th. Box for Verstappen. Could be his 7th win in a row. That's history. Right there. He's matched everybody now with 6, but he could go one further today with 7. Box. Has he boxed? Has Verstappen come in and we just missed it? No. Where is he on the driver tracker? Verstappen's in the last sector now. So he will come in for a box situation, which is okay. Here he is now. So Max Verstappen will come down pit lane and we will get to see what he is all about. Right,
slow stop.
Where's that stopwatch of mine? Here it is. Are you ready for this? I want to get this on. Ready? And go. So all on, all off, drop and go. 2.9. What's the computer say? 2.6. Well, I got it as 2.9. But how much time is he going to lose to Lando Norris? The gap was 33.391. Out of the pit lane, 20 seconds, 21, 22, 21.68 seconds in the pit lane. So he is now around about 14 or so seconds ahead. Yeah, no, 12.783. But Lando's on 7-up on mediums that were used. Max is on used tyres now. So the two-stop race is done. And Lando is still second. And with 19 laps to go, it's Max Verstappen leading this race. Then again, remember Australia? We said how boring the race was. And then what happened? Everything came up with drama again. Matthew says it's definitely dodgy. Allegedly, I must say, yes. Allegedly. I'm not liking the look of it. I'm amazed. I really am, because it's just the race pace of that Red Bull with Verstappen. And yet, look at Perez. He's struggling. Perez isn't making this magical leap forward that Verstappen is, and they're on the same run. I just don't get it.
What we need as an ultimate test, put Verstappen in an AlphaTauri or a Haas for one weekend and see how he does.
Well, to be fair,
ultimate test.
Good idea, Josh.
Bottas just battling Albon for 11th place, by the way. To be fair, I think we're at the stage of the season now that Verstappen can afford to miss 5 races and still be fine. That's how mad it is. It'll be over a 100-point lead in the championship after this weekend, which means, I reckon, by Japan, you can have the title wrapped up, which means we go to Qatar, America, Mexico, Brazil, America, and Abu Dhabi with nothing. 6 races. He'll wrap up the championship with 6. That has not been done since Schumacher winning the title with 6 races to go.
Yep.
Unheard of. This domination. And
I never thought somebody could. I remember when Michael Schumacher did that, I mean, it could. I never thought it could happen again.
Yeah.
But
not even Hamilton could do it. He was always under pressure from somebody. The most he got was 4 races before the end of the year. He clinched it.
Yeah, I believe so, Josh. Yeah.
But this is just unbelievable. It sort of is, isn't it? Because if Verstappen wasn't here again, we'd be talking. And Verstappen is a 1:20.503 fastest lap. Do you know what's really, really bizarre? He is 3 seconds faster than Norris on that last lap, and that is no joke. Take a look at the battle computer up here. Verstappen's last lap, a 1:20.504. Norris, a 1:23.375. That's their last lap times. Verstappen is 3 seconds a lap faster than Norris.
I'll get it.
I
don't get it.
The Natal says, I think Red Bull just deliberately sandbagged all weekend into a quali. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Battle for fourth between Piastri and Hamilton. Apparently Hamilton will be in striking distance within 3 laps. That's cute that ABS think that. It's not going to be that, because there's no way Hamilton can catch up. Same engine, of course, in the McLaren and the Mercedes, but the Mercedes in race pace is nowhere near where it was in qualifying trim. Hamilton's won this track 2007, 9, 12, 13, 16, 18, 19, 20. He's won it 8 times, pole 9, and yet he's never done it here. To see if he can take it. Bottas on the attack still. He's in P12 with Albon in 11th. I don't see how he's reeling him in. Although, look at that. No, it's more time again. 13.2. Now, first sector for Verstappen is a 28.9.8. Norris's first sector is a 30.124. So there's a larger gap coming there. What's the gap from Verstappen to Norris? There you are. It's 13.1 seconds at last count. That's the gap we're looking at on our timing screens. Well, it's a Sunday afternoon drive, this one. Let's hear from Max.
Adam Piastri. There are so many marbles in the offline, it's crazy. It takes like a whole lap to get them off.
Understood, man.
Which is not a lot of fun, because a whole lap...
Yeah. Okay, Max. Only use the radio if there's a real problem, please. Because you're 12 seconds ahead of Norris. You're not going to have anything underway. Well, the problem is, if there's a late safety car, we could have it. Behind the mic saying, amazing the pace McLaren have found. It really is. McLaren, now the second fastest team. Absolutely mega stuff they've got right now. Hello to Matthew, by the way, who's behind the mic. And, of course, he's on later on the NASCAR broadcast for those of you listening in on USRN. But it's just, it's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. This weekend, we were talking about it more in Australia, weren't we? On board now with Lando Norris, and he's on the radio.
Lewis got to Perez, 6.6.
Yeah, I'm pushing, mate.
Lando is pushing as hard.
You got it down.
Yeah, Perez is pushing, but Norris is pushing too. The gap now is 6.2 seconds, so Norris can only just try and hold on for second place. Again, this is good news for McLaren to have this consistency. The other, as I said earlier, second fastest team, 2nd and 4th. And look at where Aston are, 9th and 10th at the midway part of the season. At the completion of today's race, we will be exactly halfway in the 2023 Formula season. 11 races complete, 11 races to go, 50% on the board. And it will be half the season dominated by Red Bull Racing, where 9 of the 11 races has been won by Max Verstappen. The only 2 to come from Sergio Perez in Saudi Arabia and in Baku on street circuits. Next street circuit we go to on the campus is Singapore in mid-September. And then it's off to Japan, and the championship can be wrapped up by then. The gap already coming at now stands at 99 points. Going forward, the gap, I believe, is going to be at 115 points between Verstappen and Perez at the end of today. Go on, Justy.
F1 juniors have talked to Christian Horner more than Sky F1.
And Hamilton to the inside.
Hamilton down the inside of Piastri.
Hamilton makes the move down the start-finish straight and does get ahead of Oscar Piastri for 4th position. That was a very late move to come through on the inside to try and have a go back, but it was a sweet move to have that venue back, and it was a sweet move to have the attack back as well. I've just been joined in the commentary box. Well, I don't know. I don't know if she's coming back or not, you see. Oh, she's coming back. Right, give me a second then. Adam, that was a good move from Hamilton. No, that one.
It was. Lewis did that perfectly, and you can see the crowd going absolutely crazy. And this is just another Sunday drive for Max the Great.
And Ian Birch has walked into the commentary box now as well to join us up here. Hello, Dad. How are you doing?
I fell asleep, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been an utterly boring race, isn't it?
It hasn't been the best. Apparently.
Can you hear okay, by the way?
So you know that I can't hear hardly out of from me.
How's that? Megan likes it a bit lower. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, usually I
Yeah.
can hear myself. Am I coming over okay?
You can't hear yourself?
No.
Oh.
Not that much.
How's that? No? It's Megan. She's mucked something up. How's that? Can you hear us?
Megan, always blame Megan.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, that's okay.
There we go. Just have to put up with it.
But
Yes.
I can't hear myself like I normally do. Anyway.
You should be able to.
Right. Do you know about Ocon?
I don't know much about Esteban Ocon. What do you know? Oh, you're right. It is low, isn't it? Go on.
Yeah, Ocon has... there's something going wrong here.
Yeah, go on. It's a lead. Go on.
It's the lead.
Yeah, go on. Continue.
Right. Ocon.
Yes.
Is,
Yeah.
Always goes wrong when I'm here.
Well, there's a lead problem that we're trying to fix. Can you hear us? Yeah, it's Megan. It's something on Megan's side. Hang on. Trust Megan to cause an issue as well, because she's plugged something in and it's gone a bit wrong. But you can all still hear us, as we see. That's Verstappen still in the lead of the race at the moment. I'm just going to check something as well, because if it might be an easy fix to see. Yeah, what has she done? Okay, I know what's wrong. It's the splitter. It's because it's different powers. So, 1 second, we'll get it all sorted. What have you? They can still hear you, by the way. So talk about Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen. Well, you know, what can you say about Max? Today he's had a steady race. He got in front and stayed there. And but there's been a lot of Lewis has got a problem, and possibly Russell has as well.
Just put those on. It'd be simpler.
Am I on?
Yeah. Yeah. You can put those on.
I can't hear a thing from you. Lot.
Sorry. Go on. Talk. Go. We can hear you. Go on.
Yeah. So Lewis has got a problem. He's been told to.
There you go.
Yeah, that's too loud again now.
Yes. There you go.
He's been told to coast a bit, and that's why he's dropped down a bit. He's trying to cool the engine so that he can go back and have another go on this last set of tyres. 20 laps to go, isn't there?
No, 10, 11 to go at the moment.
10, yeah. That's all right then. Because, you know, I'm a bit behind in the other place.
Oh, I thought what you were on about as well. Megan wants the handheld. I'm trying to get her on it.
Yeah,
The handheld.
Esteban Ocon had to go to the...
2 seconds, Lando.
They have to get out the way. He's had so many blue flags.
Has to get out
Not racing, racing.
Has to get out of the way. Has had too many blue flags,
for sure.
Megan. That's what's basically going on there. Hello.
Yeah, Esteban Ocon has... he broke his seat in that when he went up in the air and down again.
Oh, he broke his seat. Actually,
he
physically
broke his
it.
seat in half, yeah. And he has been gone for a checkup with his back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ted's now gone over to the Sky Juniors feed, by the way. He's talking with Braden, so that's
I've got a comment about Sky Juniors as well.
Oh, yeah?
Did anybody else see the fact that little Charlotte, who is absolutely brilliant, and
Yeah.
so is little Zach, Braden we've known for years, northern lad with a lot of future in this business, isn't he?
Yes, he is,
But
yeah.
little Charlotte's from Sheffield, which isn't too far away from us. And she did an interview earlier on in the week with Joe Granu. And Charlotte in Sheffield lives across the road from her own school.
Yeah.
A bit like I did when I was a kid. And Charlotte was amazed to find out that not only did Joe live in Sheffield for most of his life, but he actually went to the school across the road from her that she now goes to.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that, I mean, what's the thing of that? The world can be very small at times, can't it?
It always
I've gone
is. I always
completely
find
off.
it.
Am I still on?
Yes, you are. Don't worry, you are. Go on, keep talking.
Yep. Don't you think Danny Rick's doing okay? Because he's only his third day in the car, and although he's done the simulator on the sister car,
Yeah.
you know, it's still a little bit different to the main one.
Right, these two are going to swap over now as well, headsets, as we hear from Verstappen.
Okay, just checking in.
Yeah, all good.
Probably thinking where he's
So
gonna go
just checking in on things as well to make sure everything is okay. Now, if you put those ones on, they're braking. There's a lead broken somewhere in it as well. You can probably hear it goes on. Right.
Yeah, you can't hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Give us 1 second as soon as Megan puts her headphones on. We've got a lead problem, you see. And it's causing some issues on the things as well. And there's like a connector issue that we're trying to solve out as well. Let's go on.
Now
Right.
Norris can win the race.
Right, there you go. We're all back. Can you all hear us now? Yes? Yes, all good? Fingers crossed?
That's
Yeah?
okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, if you look at Perez, like just up into third place there, isn't he? With a 3-point gap to Norris, that's catchable.
Definitely is, 110% as they come through. Apparently, our YouTube stream is buffered. And apparently it's going to take a second for it to come back. Yeah, Josh T is saying that is true. So, well, it'll just take us a second to... It'll come back. We're still on, so keep talking.
We are still on, aren't we? Not like the other week.
No, we're still on. It's just that the
As soon
timing...
as I come,
yeah.
and that's it.
It's the timing tower. It's had a problem or something or other. And it's all it's because the systems have been tripped a little bit. Go on.
What? What do you want me to say?
No.
What about the other two? Why can't they say things?
I think they're frozen. No, they're there. Adam, right, 62.
I've been listening to Adam. He's interested in the race that much that sometimes he needs to say it before you do, Josh.
I love it as well. It's
Thanks,
getting
and it's I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's called. This has been. It's called. I predict. It's called. I said Lewis Hamilton would win. Today and kind of lived up to expectations. I mean, I still can't believe Max Verstappen got that jump. On the dirty line. Going into turn one.
That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing as well, Adam. Did you know that they actually took a sweeper lorry down that right-hand side before when all the press and the guests were were getting ready to start their programs, and the guests were still on the thing and looking at the cars. They took a sweeper lorry and 2 other sweepers, smaller sweepers, behind it, and that got a load of the stuff up. And so, if you noticed at the start of the race, I did, that the 2 on the right got a better start than the 2 on the left.
2 seconds,
for
Russell.
the first time ever.
We're guaranteed to lose position if we do that.
So they want a box, they want to come in. The timing tower has failed and it has glitched our entire systems up here in the commentary box. That's why we're now appearing a bit pixelated, so I do apologise for that, but you can...
It's probably you messing about with all these leads.
Yeah, I know. So it's Verstappen by 24.6 seconds to Norris, as I think we're slowly coming back online. Josh T, if you could do us a favour, please, and just check when we're back on. As hey, the Max Verstappen party started early. As there's a father and son team there watching on.
It is amazing, though, the thing.
Race getting back underway as we've on lap 67 of 70. Verstappen leads. Norris, Perez too there as well. Josh T, are we back on YouTube? Please tell me yes.
Which is back. YouTube's dead at the moment. No, YouTube's back now.
Excellent. So
everything's back.
3 laps to go then. I wish it was for us on the computer side of things. So 3 laps to go then. Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Alonso, Stroll, your top 10. Albon, Bottas, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg. Ted's in the pits.
Got the podium because Lando is actually now lapping quicker than Checo Perez. Maybe Perez's tyres are done. Lando's tyres are a couple of laps younger. But anyway, great drive from Lando Norris. Further down the field, George Russell is now within the 5-second time penalty box, as I like to call it, the penalty box for Leclerc. So Russell has done the job. Whether Sainz was backing Russell up, hoping to make it not so much of a penalty for Ferrari, they couldn't make it work. Russell will gain a place. It carries on the way it is. See, I told you something would happen towards down there.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ted. So it's lap 68 of 70. Verstappen leading from Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Piastri, the top 5 at the moment. And fingers crossed, actually, we're going to be in for an interesting end to the race. We're just getting our driver track assistants back up here in the comms box after some noticeable failures once again. Thankfully, it's nothing to do with anything with YouTube or anything. But apologies for the brief interruption. It's due to an electrical storm in the area that's causing some issues. We had this a lot, don't we, with our technology?
Yes, and I
Yellow flag!
I did tell you the fact that Ren is on the way.
Yeah, and yellow flag, Megan! Yellow flag!
It's gone green again.
Oh, no, yes, it has.
I think maybe someone went off the track, though I don't know who yet. Oh,
Sargent's dropping.
Sargent is dropping. I think Sargent's had a bit of a failure there.
Yeah, it was Sargent because he was basically hiding behind a Ferrari just then.
Wow, so that's even worse. The other battle will go around.
Wrong person to hide behind.
Definitely the wrong person to hide behind. So, lap 69, 2 to go in this bizarre race here in the Hungaroring.
Replay.
This is Sargent's spin. I guess he's off the track. He's on a 3 set. Oh! In the chicane, half spin, and just kept going. That was a bit, not cautious, but a bit dangerous, Megan.
It was, especially since we saw Bottas. Was it Bottas? No, it was Zhou.
Yeah.
It was Zhou go right through. No, it wasn't Zhou. It was
Ricardo.
Tsunoda.
Oh, right. And that's box for Sargent.
Why are their numbers so similar?
Don't know, but Sargent's box in this race. That's pretty much him done, unfortunately, I think. Coming into this one. Lap 70 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. This is the last lap, then, of what has been a lackluster Grand Prix once again. In 2023, 31 seconds he's going to win. And it's the halfway stage of the season. You just can't believe it sometimes, can you?
Not really.
No.
Again.
There's Hamilton. He's down in 4th place.
On the bright side.
On the bright side, Lando is 2nd, yeah. And look, it was a complete spin as well from Sargent, and he's out of the race now, I think, as well. Sargent's out on that last lap, so Sargent added to the DNF list. Ocon and Gasly, for some reason, have been put back onto it as we've reset our timing graphics up here in the commentary box. That's why we were off air for a little bit. Apologies for that again. But right now, they exit. We're watching Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen is into the last sector. Here he comes. Well, what can you say? Records are made to be broken. That's what Michael Schumacher said back in the 2000s during his domination run. Max Verstappen is about to break another. It is 7 race wins in a row. 9 out of the 11. Max Verstappen dominates the first half of 2023 and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix for a second time. Lando Norris will continue his run of good form from the British Grand Prix and will come home to be victorious. Here, second place is going to feel like a win. The team are back on top. And how long until he's a race winner?
Hopefully next race.
Lando Norris is P2. And Sergio Perez, Q3 appearance and P3 on a weekend he needed to perform at. Mighty good. But 9 out of 11 races, 7 in a row. There is no stopping Max Verstappen. A new record for most consecutive race wins in Formula One in a single season. Vettel won 9 in a row, by the way. Just remember that. But that was across 2 years. Wow.
I think Max may be breaking his own record soon.
9 races in one season. Out of 11. The first half of the season.
And even then, the other 2 were won by his teammates.
Red Bull now win 12 races in a row. They become the most dominant constructor in F1 history. They are level in a single season with McLaren, but overall, it's now 12.
Race car, is it? Controlled that beautifully. Congrats.
Well done, mate. That is win 44 for you, 12 in a row, and that is history. That is absolute history today. That's a fantastic, fantastic performance.
What an unbelievable rocket ship that was today. That was so enjoyable to drive. Unbelievable. Well done, guys. 12 in a row. Unbelievable. I think everyone can be really proud of that achievement, but also with today. That was unbelievable. Thank you. Hey, this is so enjoyable to drive. Unbelievable. I was really enjoying that last hit.
I'm not surprised.
I think he meant that as well. Adam, history made, and Lando P2. Let's hear from him before we hear from you. Sorry.
Go! Yeah, baby!
Mr. Grumpy. Go on, Adam.
Nice to see Lando Norris get P2, and his maiden Grand Prix victory is coming. He's due. He is a good driver, strong driver, but what can you say? Axel Ray does it again.
What have you made of it, Josh T?
It's getting a little bit repetitive now. I think we can all agree. Can we just maybe have someone else other than a Red Bull win, like maybe Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri for once? Thank you.
I agree. You?
I think that it's impressive that he managed to finish on those dilapidated tyres. Though I really wish he would at least maybe get a race ban for at least one race, so then it's for sure that someone else wins.
The Dutch fans love him. The Max Verstappen Red Bull fans history. 12 consecutive races, the most of any constructor in F1 history. And it belongs to Max Verstappen, who's had a dominant performance. Surprisingly, considering that's the first session he's topped all weekend. The most important one, though.
Yeah.
Right, you can go. See you in Spa.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss Megan. Have a good day, sweetie.
And now we're going to get ready to go forward. Omi, what have you made of the race so far? Omi, are you there? Sorry, race overall.
Hello. Hello. Well, I was asleep for half of it, but I'm guessing not anything happened in it.
Yeah.
Really. I set an alarm for 3:30. I thought the race would have ended by then, but I guess it didn't. So, for the first half, for the first part I watched, it was okay. Then I'm guessing it was boring when I left. Not really much happened, and when I joined, it was still boring. So, another boring race. And I'm kind of happy that me and Josh T are missing the sprint next week in Belgium. So that's going to be a bit enjoyable. We'll get away from F1 and we'll do some touring car qualifying, but Sutton will probably dominate there, so that's going to be boring as well.
On one of those weekends. Let's hear then from the top three shortly as the drivers get ready. Red Bull with a 1-3, Lando P2, McLaren really are back into fruition and back up then. A new F1 record, as we talked about as well. 12 consecutive race wins in a row, the most of any constructor in Formula One history in a row. Not even the greats of Ferrari, McLaren or Mercedes have ever done that, but Red Bull have across 2 seasons. They won in Abu Dhabi last year, and then they won Bahrain, Jeddah, Australia, Baku, Miami, Monaco, Spain, Canada, Austria, Silverstone and Hungary. A new F1 record with 12 in a row, and we'll head down to hear from them. Speaking with Nico Rosberg is our top 3, starting with 3rd place, Sergio Perez.
Down in Parc Fermé with microphone in hand, waiting to talk to Max.
Checo, what a phenomenal recovery that was, and what a pace you had there. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, we got close to P2. Unfortunately, we got through a lot of black markers, so the track was unbelievable dirty offline. So in the last laps, I had some pickup going through the black markers, and then yeah, that meant that I lost a few seconds, and then I recovered towards the end, but it was just too late. But anyway, I think overall it was a great strategy by the team, and we managed to have an excellent result.
Christian Horner was saying that it's so important for you now to rebuild your confidence. Is a day like this today exactly what you need for that?
Yeah, definitely. I think this sort of performance, sort of days do help, and from now on I just look forward to
yeah, basically be on the podium every single weekend, you know. So yeah, let's keep it up.
I think we're just seeing that pass you had with Piastri. Take us through that. Was that like really on the edge there?
Yeah, he was, because we were on very similar age tire. Basically, we pitted at the same lap, so we were on fresh tires. So I went for it around the outside. We touched into turn 1, and then into turn 2 we touched again. So it was a little bit close, but hard racing, I'll say.
Okay, congratulations for such a great job today.
Thank you.
Lando, P2 again, and what an incredible pace that was in the race today.
Thanks, yeah, thank you.
You have a lot of fans here, huh? The grandstands are going crazy.
I know. No, I got good fans, thank you very much. Just, yeah, tough race. Not an easy one, especially with Checo catching at the end, but yeah, he didn't have enough pace to catch up, so I'm happy. I had to fight for a little bit in the beginning. I got a bit screwed over in turn 1, but another podium for us and for McLaren, which is amazing.
And it's the second podium for you, like in succession. That's the first time you've had successive podiums. So is the win coming next now, or what?
If Max retires or something, then maybe. But at the minute, the guys are too quick, you know. Unless they make mistakes or something happens. But I don't. Yeah, at the minute, I think we're very happy with the progress he made to go from where we were, what, 4 or 5 races ago. Struggling to get out of Q1 sometimes, to fighting for poles and fighting for podiums. We'll take it for now, and our time will come later on in the year.
What do you put it down to? Like, how have you managed to make such an incredibly massive jump forward in terms of pace, like mid-season now? I mean, with that upgrade, what was happening there? It's amazing.
Just the obvious answer. A lot of hard work, great teamwork. Everyone back in the factory did an amazing job. I think we knew it in the beginning. You know, we were going to struggle, and we looked pretty poor. We got a lot of abuse from McLaren and saying they weren't doing a good enough job, but I'm happy we finally proved some people wrong.
Thank you very much. Awesome job you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Max, congratulations, yet another win. Take us through that start from the dirty side. You know, I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, finally we had a really good start, so very happy with that. We've been working on that quite a bit to try and you know, really get the good bite. And yeah, then I knew, of course, when I had the inside that that corner was mine. So
we can see it here,
close,
and you run Lewis out a little bit wide, right, just to make sure that you hold position.
Yeah, it was just, you know, late on the brakes. You are a heavy car, so luckily it all worked out well. And basically from there onwards I could do my race, and today the car was really quick.
Yeah, you've been complaining about the car balance, just slippery and sliding all the time, you said all weekend, but today you're happy?
Yeah, I think over one lap this weekend it was a bit of a struggle, but maybe it was probably a good thing for today. So yeah, the car was good on any tire. We could look after the tire wear, and basically that's why we could create such a big gap.
I have to take you through the statistics. I mean, it's 12 wins in a row now for Red Bull, yeah? Beating a historic record from McLaren. And also you, 7 wins in a row. You're nearing the historic record from Sebastian Vettel, huh? 9 wins. I got 7, so we equalize on that.
Yeah, exactly, that's good.
So stop here, please. But do you care about the statistics?
I mean, for the team, you know, 12 wins in a row, it's just incredible. You know, what we've been going through the last 2 years is unbelievable, and hopefully, you know, we can keep this momentum going for a long time. And also, you know, just to work with the whole team is always very enjoyable. Of course, you know, it's always good to look into, like yesterday, for example, you know, to keep pushing, always wanting to do better, but then a day like today is just perfect.
I can judge it very well, and you're doing the most incredible job, so congratulations, and
thank you.
Enjoy watching that level.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop here, please, Nico.
Max Verstappen, race winner then here in the Grand Prix. Very good result again. It's his 44th career race win. Lando Norris gets a podium once again, looking all good. Omi, nice to hear from you. What did you think of the race? No, yeah. Josh T.
Oh, hello.
Oh, go on, Omi.
Well, as I said, pretty boring. I obviously went to sleep on purpose because I just didn't want to deal with most of it. But yeah, but another Verstappen win. I'm hoping that something changes. I'm really hoping that someone is able to challenge them in the race, because qualifying's this year, everyone's getting close. Yesterday they were beaten. At some point, surely, someone's going to beat them in the race. Surely.
Josh?
Well, domination well, it has happened, but it cannot go on forever, and it's when will the domination end?
Here's the drivers in the cool down room.
But everyone stopped. So Oscar braked early and cut back, and was like, oh, it's leading. so Piastri took the lead. No, Peter. Well, how did Carlos get such a good start?
Camera just hit Max Verstappen.
He's like, thank you very much. But the grip was low in general, no?
Max has just been interviewed before he went to the cool down room by one of the F1 juniors.
Yeah, just push. Look at how much feedback I got. Yeah, it's more on the inside. The marbles were really bad. Ooh. They got a little bit close. Good reason. So what strategy you did, Max? You did the medium hard? Medium hard, medium. Same. Yeah, you did hard, medium, medium, right?
Yeah, that was all we're going to get from that, I think. Adam, going into it, what did you make of the race before the drivers come out onto the podium?
Max Verstappen. Somebody's got to be Max Verstappen sometime. We all know next time out will be at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And last year, the race didn't happen because of flooding. So, maybe, Spa is legendary for so many high-speed corners. So, and maybe Spa will be the race that somebody can knock off Max Verstappen and Red Bull and win. But I think it could I truly think we could see someone else besides Red Bull win. We all know the history. We all know the high-speed corners that they have ready on Eau Rouge, bus stop. That track is legendary.
Here he is then, Max Verstappen, victorious, 44th time in his career, 9th of the season. The official F1 theme, the Dutch national anthem. Now the Austrian national anthem for Red Bull, who break a record, 12 consecutive wins in F1. new domination era. And the beautiful Hungarian Grand Prix trophy will be presented to Max Verstappen, a 44th career win, a 9th of the season. Halfway there to a 3rd World Championship is Max Verstappen here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lando Norris, he had his first podium last time out. It's now time for his 8th. Not bad at all. The winner's medal presented to Max there. But Lando Norris, absolutely fantastic. I'm fed up with this already. They've changed the procedure again on the podium. Constructors' plates getting played out now. Lando now gets 2nd position on the trophy. Wonderful attempt from him. A very popular P2. Very, very popular race win. Is coming for him one day. Will it be at Spa? And 3rd place for Sergio Perez. Started 9th on the grid, an impressive fight back. Deserves that podium. Well, it's hot, it's humid. Way to cool off. Champagne time! Well, the Hungarian Grand Prix marks the halfway stage of F1 in 2023, but it is by far not the last race before the summer break. In 7 days' time, a month earlier than what we're used to, we go to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. A sprint weekend as well, which means we have practice and qualifying on Friday, a sprint shootout and a sprint race Saturday, and a main race on Sunday of 44 laps. Lando's got champagnes in his eyes, and that stings. He's going to have to get used to that. But a happy podium. Let's confirm how they finished here then for this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen wins with Lando Norris in 2nd. 3rd place for Sergio Perez. 4th, Lewis Hamilton. 5th, Oscar Piastri. 6th for George Russell. 7th, Charles Leclerc. 8th, Carlos Sainz. 9th, Fernando Alonso. Lance Stroll picking up the last point in 10th. Alexander Albon is 11th, from Bottas in 12th, Ricciardo 13th, Hülkenberg's 14th, Tsunoda 15th, Zhou 16th, Magnussen 17th, Sargent 18th, Ocon 19th, and Gasly rounds out in 20th place. Closing thoughts then. We'll let Josh have the last word with it being his birthday. So, Adam, thanks for being with us in Hungary. Pleasure to have you. I think the next time we see you is America, I believe, unless you can't hop up before then. Your next scheduled one is America.
Yeah. All I can say is one day Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri will get their maiden F1 victory. It's close. It's very close. But you got to be the best, and you got to beat the best. And right now, the best is Oracle Red Bull Racing and Max Verstappen.
And Omi.
Happy birthday, Josh T.
That's a good ad. Omi coming to you as well. Not the greatest, but F2 and F3 made up for it, and so did Porsches. But Spa next week is going to be classic.
It absolutely is, and hopefully Lando Norris is able to claim a win before we get Adam back in the box as well. But yeah, happy birthday once again to Josh T, and hopefully we are going to be getting a good race in Belgium. So I'm really hoping, even if it's I just want someone else to win the sprint race, even if it's just a sprint. We're starting off somewhere. So yeah, I'm hoping that we get an interesting weekend. Formula 3, Formula 2, and the Porsche Super Cup will definitely carry the weekend, but let's see what Formula 1 is able to do next week.
Josh T, what have you made of today then? And of course, happy birthday.
Thank you. And yeah, it's been it's just been a normal classic 2023 F1 Grand Prix, I thought. Red Bull wins, Ferrari go through their million plans, and Verstappen just being Verstappen. When will we get a new win? Will it be when we return 7 days at time at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix?
Time will tell. My thanks to Adam, my thanks to Josh, my thanks to Owen, my thanks to Megan and Ian Birch as well. Right, that's it then. All done and dusted. We're back 7 days' time for the Belgium Grand Prix, July 28th to 30th, round 12 of the season and the last race before the summer break. It's not all done, though, here on USRN tonight. You've got IndyCar and NASCAR up as well in a couple of hours' time. And also, you can join us on JB Motorsports for all the IndyCar. A happy birthday to Josh T, of course. Right, that's it then. 50% of 2023 is done for Formula One. And all 11 races won by Red Bull, 9 of them won by Max Verstappen. How long until he becomes a 3 times champion of the world? Well, he can extend it again next time out. Join us 7 days' time for the Belgium Grand Prix. Good night.